a better football team. So we had
3, 2, and 1. Improving most from week 1.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tucci Stadium on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan University as we open up the home slate for Titan Football 2024. As part of today's festivities, we're also doing a dedication of what you can clearly see here in the east end of the stadium, a brand new beautiful video board and a brand new scoreboard in the northwest corner of the stadium. There are a couple of thank yous we'd like to do this morning. First and foremost, to get this project literally over the goal line, we needed to require a couple of past Titan football players who all stepped up, banded together, and 18 of them donated to get us past that final mark that allowed us to get this done. We're going to put their names up here on the video board. You can see their Titans from as far back as 1990, 2012. Two of them are here with us today, Eric Nelson and Keith Clockengay. Let's give this group of Titans a big round of applause. Our second thanks goes out to someone I consider to be an all-time great Titan, Bill Gilmore, from the class of 1962. I've gotten to know Bill a little bit over the last couple of years, and within a couple of minutes of talking to Bill, you can tell how much Illinois Wesleyan University means to him, how much it meant to him while he was here, and how much it has meant to him as the years have gone on. He talks about Illinois Wesleyan with as much passion today as he played with when he was a Titan football player. When the university needed someone to step up for the expansion of the Shirk Center, Bill Gilmore was there. When we needed to do work on Hornberger Field, Bill Gilmore was there. When the university needed scholarship assistance to help students who needed help to attend Illinois Wesleyan, Bill Gilmore was there. And he picked up the phone again when we needed help to make a big stride towards making the new video board and scoreboard a reality here at Tucci Stadium. He's not able to be with us here today. His son Pat is here, and his grandson Maurice Shoemaker Gilmore, a former Titan player here. And I know Bill is watching back home on the stream in South Carolina. Let's give a big round of applause to an all-time Titan great, Bill Gilmore. We've got a commemorative pic we're going to give to his son, Pat, and it's got Bill's picture up here from his playing days on this beautiful new Tucci Stadium video board. Again, Bill Gilmore, thank you so much. And now with a couple of words on another great Titan, Athletic Director at Illinois Wesleyan, Mike Wagner.
Thank you, Tony. This is going to sound eerily similar to what Tony just said about Bill when I talk about Byron Tucci. So the school has benefited greatly from Byron's generosity, academically, scholarships. When we needed a professorship, endowed professorship, Byron Tucci stepped up, as Tony said as well. State Farm Hall, the art exhibit, and then the main one is the benefit that all the McLean County students have was started, and one of the lead persons for all the McLean County scholarships was Byron Tucci. So he understands the importance of making sure that we have facilities, academics, students to come to campus, so we can also combine what we want to do here in athletics. In order for us to recruit great student athletes, we need to be able to be excellent academically as well, facilities and everything else. The field that we are standing on right now today was dedicated in 2011, and Byron Tucci was the lead donor to help us put the first artificial turf surface here at Tucci Stadium. In addition, In addition to that, Byron generously every year donates to our Titan Golf outing, which will support all of our travel, different uniforms, supplies, and things that our team needs in order to perform at the highest level. Byron is a great Titan. We are so blessed to have him part of our Titan family. And today, we thank you for the lead gift for this beautiful, beautiful new video board and scoreboard, which will benefit Titan Athletics for a long, long time. Thank you, Bob, for everything you do. You are a great Titan, and we appreciate you. All right, thank you all, and let's go get a Titan victory.
Hard, isn't it? Not as easy as it made it.
Here with the right side, the cutter to Hardy for the throwdown. A senior day to remember for Grant Hardy. Well, after 2 road games to start the season with a bye week in the middle, it is finally time for the Titans to come home. Live from Tucci Stadium at Illinois Wesleyan University, this is Illinois Wesleyan Titan Football, 181 FM, WBSM, and IWSports.com. The Illinois Wesleyan Titans play host to the Firebirds from Carthage College. Good afternoon, Eric Stock, along with Joel Swanson. Glad to have you with us, and hard to believe it is almost October. It's already sweatshirt weather as the Titans play their first home game of the season finally today, Joel.
Yeah, good to be back here at Tucci Stadium. Brand new video board. Everything looks great here at Illinois Wesleyan, but most importantly, the football team is back as well, 1-1, Eric, and looking to make it 2 wins in a row.
Yeah, coming off a big win in the conference opener last week at Elmhurst, 55-7, after a setback at the opener at Central of Iowa back on September the 7th. So the second conference game of the year for Illinois Wesleyan here against the Firebirds. We'll take a look back at the win against Elmhurst last week, and we'll look ahead to today's matchup with Coach Normesh after our first timeout. Coming up here in just a moment, as you see Byron Tucci providing the ceremonial lighting of the torch, as he was the lead contributor to that new scoreboard that they dedicated a few moments ago, and hopefully the Titan football team will be lighting up here this afternoon. Our pregame show continues in just a moment. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan football on 88.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
And welcome back to Tucci Stadium at Illinois Wesleyan on a cloudy late September afternoon. Mid-60s, could be a bit breezy this afternoon, an outside chance of some rain, but otherwise a great day for fall weather and great day for football here this afternoon. Illinois Wesleyan looking for their second straight conference victory, while the Carthage Firebirds looking for their first win. In fact, looking for their first points. Shutout in their first 2 games of the year, but against 2 powerhouse programs in St. John's of Minnesota. They lost 49-0, and then to number 1 ranked North Central last week, 63-0, though they were competitive in the first quarter, down just 7-0 before North Central was able to run away with it. So we don't have a real good idea just yet about how good this Carthage team is, and certainly they're going to be hungry this afternoon.
Yeah, new coach Matt Papino, and I'm sure when he looked at the schedule, like, wow, that is quite a start right there. You got to go to St. John's in Minnesota, one of the prolific Division III programs, and then the powerhouse in recent years, North Central, is your first conference game. Well, welcome to the CCIW. Welcome to the head coaching position. And certainly didn't quite work out for the Firebirds like they wanted to, but they are certainly battle-tested in weeks 1 and 2. I'm not sure anybody in the country faced as tough a schedule as Carthage has coming into CCIW play here this afternoon.
Yeah, his introductory news conference back in January, he said he felt he had the best job in college football. I don't know if they showed him the first 2 weeks of the schedule. He might have reconsidered that, but we've always talked about Carthage as a sleeping giant with the facilities, the resources, with the beautiful campus, that they are a team that at any moment could get it rolling, and we've been waiting for that to happen, and who knows, maybe he's the guy as a first-time head coach to do it.
Yeah, we've seen Carroll take off a little bit here, kind of a similar geographical situation, but Carthage is in an interesting spot. You're right between Milwaukee metro area, the Chicago metro area. You can recruit both of those areas, and maybe just looking for the right guy to take over the program. You talked about wonderful facilities up in Kenosha, so we'll see if we can get things rolling, but Illinois Wesleyan looking to take it to them here this afternoon.
Well, as bad as the first game was for Illinois Wesleyan, the second game was the exact opposite, as they dominated Elmhurst really from the opening kick. Jahari Scott breaks one on the first play for 61 yards. They never looked back after that, and it feels like the Titans got their mojo back.
Yeah, they certainly did. Played really well offensively, ran the ball very effectively. We'll see if they can replicate that here this afternoon, but against Central in Pella, Iowa 3 weeks ago, got off to a really, really rocky start. Much smoother start. Really got a confident football team that showed up at Elmhurst. I think a confident football team that's going to show up here this afternoon to take on the Firebirds.
All right, the contrast between the two teams we've outlined. How about the contrast in coaches? Matt Papino, first-year head man at Carthage, comes from Massachusetts, where he was a coordinator of defense and the associate head coach at Endicott for the last 3 years. Again, this is his first head coaching job for the New Jersey native. On the opposite end of the sideline, Norm Esch is the longest tenured head football coach anywhere in the NCAA, as he opens his 38th season, 229 victories, 129 defeats, and 1 tie. He's won 70% of his games here at Illinois Wesleyan on their home field over his nearly 4 decades as the Illinois Wesleyan head coach. And we get his thoughts on today's matchup here against the Firebirds.
Well, first, where did you see the improvement most from week 1 to week 2?
Well, first of all, we were really disappointed in our first week's performance. We had high expectations. We ran into a good team. We didn't play very well. That's on us. I mean, our kids did not feel good about it. We knew we were a better football team, so we had 2 weeks to correct that. We went back to work and came out against Elmhurst and played with a passion and desire and just got into a flow right away.
The turnover margin has been dramatically improved this year. Has that been a particular focus?
We always talk about that, protecting the football, but it's been really good. So don't jinx us right now, Eric. Don't ask me the question, okay?
Well, not just not giving it away, but taking it away a lot more.
Yeah, I think we're doing a really good job. We got to continue that. That's a big statistic, as you all know. and we're doing a great job with it. So let's continue that today against Carthage.
I don't want to jinx the running game either, but 300-plus yards on the ground last week. What made that so effective, and can you continue?
Yeah, Dermot is a playmaker, and he got us started. Jahari got us started with the first play of the scrimmage, so that makes everybody feel good. And when you feel good, you play well. And so we got to get in the flow again today and be aggressive.
Carthage has a new head coach, new staff, some of the same players. How similar are they to recent teams?
They're completely different. New staff, you don't know. We don't know for sure how they're going to be and that type of thing. So we got to coach on the run a little bit today. We got 2 games on them, but we're prepared. We've seen a lot of stuff in our first 2 ball games, so I think we'll be okay.
What can you glean from 2 games against 2 top 10 programs where they were kind of...
They play hard. They played hard against North Central in the first quarter, and I told them they're going to play hard against us today.
And what are the keys to win?
Keys to win is get off to a great start, maintain field position, and put them on a short field.
It's got to be good to be home finally.
It is. It's good to be home.
All right. Thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you afterwards. Good luck.
Coach Normesh joining us here on the pregame show. We'll kick things off here in just a moment after this pregame timeout. Illinois Wesleyan and Carthage from Tucci Stadium on 88.1 FM, WBSN, and IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12-ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12-ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
The world's most dangerous pet band with our national anthem here at Tucci Stadium at Illinois Wesleyan University in Bloomington. Eric Stonk with Joel Swanson, and we have Caden Darby back in our radio studios at 88.1 FM here at Illinois Wesleyan, and an army of thousands here at Tucci Stadium to make this video production possible. We also have a new member of our crew who we will be hearing from in just a little bit. We will be hearing from sideline reporter Kaylee Unruh in just a little bit as we get the game started here this afternoon. Captains making their way out onto the field for the coin toss, and we'll be kicking it off here momentarily. Our officials for today's game: the referee is Kenneth Keel. Our umpire is Stacy Pegas. The headline judge is Patrick Weber. The line judge is Arthur Stewart. Field judge is Jim Sullivan. The side judge is Michael Salvatore. And the back judge is Donald Peterson. As these two teams meet for the 66th time in a series that dates back to 1926, Illinois Wesleyan leads the all-time series 46-19. And the Titans have won 12 of the last 14 in this series, including a decisive victory here last year, 34-7. Though you may recall a couple years ago, All right, so Carthage wins the toss. They defer, so Illinois Wesleyan will take the football here to start the game. You may recall 3 years ago when Illinois Wesleyan went up to Kenosha, things didn't go so well. 62-37. Carthage won that game. Their quarterback at the time was Bryce Lowe, who is now their starting quarterback as a senior. He has played under center for most of the last 4 years as their senior QB, trying to get the offense going here today after a couple of shutouts, but he does bring a lot of experience to the role.
It certainly does, and you and I both remember that afternoon. Carthage really took it to the Titans back in 2021, as that game was actually not as close as the final score indicated as well. The Firebirds really took it to Illinois Wesleyan. Last couple of years, though, the Titans have done a nice job against the Firebirds, both here at home and up in Kenosha. Boy, Dermot Smythe had quite a game last year against Carthage, probably his best all-around game, though he played really well against Elmhurst a week ago. Dermot Smythe is a really good dual threat quarterback, just a sophomore, so look, there are good things for him again here this afternoon. But Carthage will kick it away, so the Titans will have the first shot at the football, and we'll see if they can get off to a great start like they did against Elmhurst last weekend.
Yes, Mike had a great game last week as the CCRW Offensive Player of the Week, 100-plus yards on the ground and in the air, contributed to 5 Titan touchdowns in that dominating victory at Elmhurst. So Carthage kicks it away with Jack Anderson, freshman from Castle Pines, Colorado, to kick it away to start the game. Danny Kent and Jahari Scott are back to receive. Scott had a big run back of 88 yards last week against the Blue Jays. And they're both standing at around the 5-yard line on either hash mark. Illinois Wesleyan decked out of their home green tops, white bottoms, white numbers with a gray outline, and Titans in white capital letters across their helmets. Firebirds in their white tops, red bottoms, red numbers, with a black outline and a red and black stripe on each sleeve. Red helmets and the Firebird logo with black and white stripes. As they place the ball on the tee, partly cloudy, kind of overcast, 65 degrees at kickoff here from Bloomington, the home opener here on the last weekend of September. And it's an end over end. Scott pedals to the near sideline. It'll skip out of bounds short of the 5-yard line, and that will be a penalty that will give the Titans good field position for their first drive of the game. As we set their lineup, Smythe, the sophomore quarterback from Marist High School. Running back, it'll be a trio at least in the backfield with Danny Kent, the junior from Fenwick High School, Jahari Scott as well, the junior from Lake Forest. The receiving core, Miles Key, a first-team all-conference player from a year ago from St. Louis. Jonas Kapek, senior from Fenwick High School. Tight end Josh McMillan, a senior from Hannah City, Illinois. And their offensive line, left to right, Peyton Feldman, Dylan Meyer, Trey Campbell, Christos Alexandros, and Caleb Himes. And a pistol snap going to Smythe, and he'll pedal to the right, picks up about 2 yards before he gets wrapped up at the 37-yard line. And leading the way defensively there was Ramon Campos, their sophomore linebacker. It's a gain of about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, Smythe carried the football quite a bit for Illinois Wesleyan last week against Elmhurst, leading rusher for the Titans on the evening a week ago, and really led a balanced rushing attack. A number of guys getting into the action a week ago.
Now he'll turn and play fake. Smythe rolling to the left on the move. Guns it to the far side, caught at 47 for a first down. And that is going to be into Carthage territory. Illinois Wesleyan's first down of the game. Trey Moore on the reception. And the Titans looking good here in their first couple of snaps.
Trey Moore absolutely wide open that time on the far side. Did a good job running off the corner on the far side. Found himself open. And Dermot Smythe on the rollout. And you have to respect Smythe's ability to be able to run the football. And that's going to keep that defense busy back there for the Firebirds.
From the 46-yard line of the Firebirds, with Scott in the backfield, he'll get the handoff. He'll pedal to the left, gets to the 45, turns upfield near the 41, and he'll gain about 5 yards, and that's it. Scott, with 68 rushing yards, 1 touchdown so far this season, had a big burst against the Blue Jays last week, and going to be a 2nd and 5 now with the Carthage 41.
Titans had 316 rushing yards. Actually had 5 different players get career highs in rushing yards in the game last week. A little bit more inexperience back there, obviously, for Illinois Wesleyan, but a lot of guys doing well in the run game.
Scott to the left of Smythe, play fake. Now he lobs it from the pocket as he gets hit. Unloads near side. Looked like it was bobbled, and it was incomplete at the near sideline. He was unable to hang on. That was Trey Moore once again, the senior from Cool Valley, Missouri. Incomplete, brings up 3rd down. Smythe, by the way, through 2 games, has completed 61% of his throws. And again, he had that 5-touchdown performance last week.
If there's a guy you want to get blocked, it is Cristobal Gutierrez Jr., the 6'3" senior. He's on the left side. He's wearing number 9 for the Firebirds from Nazareth Academy. And, boy, he had a lot of pressure on Smythe. That's the reason why that ball was off target.
Key tiptoes in motion to the near side on 3rd and 5. Man wide open to the far side. He's got it inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Illinois Wesleyan. The tight end, Josh McMillan, his first catch of the year, and he finds Pitter. And the Titans get to try out that new scoreboard with 6 points on it.
Yeah, they certainly do. And, boy, McMillan was absolutely wide open. A little blown coverage that time by the Firebirds. So, Illinois Wesleyan did this last week. The Elmers only took him a play for Jahari Scott to go the distance, put points on the board against the Blue Jays. But we will take it here against the Firebirds. An early touchdown for Illinois Wesleyan, building some confidence here at home against Carthage College and trying to tack on that extra point. What a nice start for Illinois Wesleyan.
Katie Youngie to try. And he gets it through the uprights. It is good. He's now 9 for 10 on the season. With a hold there from Ryan Sachs. And a long snap from Zach Hansen. A great start for Illinois Wesleyan as they score within the first 2 minutes of the game to jump out 7-0.
Yeah, Coach Matt Papino was a defensive coordinator at his last stop in Massachusetts. And boy, his college teams did put up some great numbers there defensively. Boy, they have given up a ton of points so far already this season. 119 on the board through 2 games, just a little bit of change. Obviously, some really difficult opponents that Carthage is facing early in the year, but the defense has to be a question mark right now for the Firebirds as the Titans go right down the field and put a touchdown on the board here in the first 1 minute and 44 seconds of the contest. Good start for Illinois Wesleyan. 2nd straight week. We saw that game against Central 3 weeks ago, and Pella really struggled on the offensive end to start the contest 3 and out, and that certainly didn't help the defense, but the defense was on the field a lot as Central ran over 90 plays in that contest, just wore out that Illinois Wesleyan defense. So, Eric, it's good to see that offense get things going early on, build some confidence on the offensive end here of the football, and put some points on the board here against Carthage to start the game.
Katie Youngie to kick it away, left to right to the Firebirds, who have Landon Ross and Isaac Saunders back to receive. Saunders to the right and Ross to the left at opposite hash marks around the 5-yard line. A booming end over end near the 5, and it'll go over the head of Landon Ross into the end zone for the touchback. And that is where the Firebirds will start with Bryce Lowe at quarterback, the 5'11 senior from Lutz, Florida, a 4-year starter, has thrown for 4,700 yards in his career and 38 touchdowns, looking for that first score here of the 2024 campaign.
Yeah, and Illinois Wesleyan does not want to be the first team to give up that first score this year here to Carthage. It's a really proud defense. It's an experienced defense that the Titans have. A lot of starters coming back from a year ago and struggled at times against Central in the first week. Again, they were on the field a lot as the offense had a hard time moving the football, and Central really did a nice job establishing the run in that particular game.
Bryce Frank is the tailback as they go to an I formation with Lowe under center, taking the snap, gives the ball to Frank, powers his way right up the gut, not finding anything as he gets wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Sam Schott was there along with Frank Rody and some others for Illinois Wesleyan. Also in on it was Nathan Schmidt, sophomore defensive lineman from IC Catholic.
Titans did a nice job limiting that run game for Elmhurst a week ago, and it just had a tremendous advantage in rushing yards throughout the contest. One of the big reasons why they were really able to control that game throughout it for all 4 quarters.
Second down and 9 from the 26. Now they go to the I formation. It is a handoff to Frank again. Cuts back to the left, and he gets wrapped up quickly. Zach McNeese got his hands on him first, and they'll bring him down near the line of scrimmage. And Carthage wanting to avoid a 3rd and long, as they have struggled in third down situations this year, primarily because they've not been able to establish much of a running game, just 18% on third down tries in the first 2 games.
Yeah, the offensive numbers have been a struggle for Carthage all across the board, and their numbers are hard to look at because their opponents have been so good the first couple of weeks as well. So we'll see if they can get things going on the ground, but this is not where you want to be here if you're the Firebirds now, 3rd and long.
Twin receivers right and one to the left. Now roll out here for Lowe. Now steps up, tries to scramble, and has nowhere to go. Gets swallowed up in the backfield, back at the 18-yard line for a loss of 8.
Yeah, nice job of the Titans getting off the football right there from the backside. Josh Lavacek on there as he was really in that backfield quickly. He's coming from the right side, forcing Lowe to step up right there, stepping right up into that defensive tackle, and they get the sack, and off the field they go. So Illinois Wesleyan gets a nice stop defensively, and you can really feel that momentum building up for the Titans here already on the home side.
Eric Ankovics is on to punt. He takes a step to the right. It'll plop at the 50. It'll take a nice Carthage bounce, and it will die at the 37-yard line. A punt of 46 yards and no return, no chance for a run back there for Marco Palaganis. And the Titans start their second possession of the game at the 37-yard line, already up 7-0 after a quick first drive.
Yeah, Palaganis letting that one roll. He'd love to take a shot at it. Good decision right there. You got momentum on your side offensively here. Let's get the offense back on the field and see what they can do. Don't need a turnover on special teams in that situation.
Now Titans go with split backs for Smythe, 5 yards deep as he accepts the snap, and look like a read as he hands it off to Kent, and Smythe was not about to pull it back. And Kent picks up just about 2 to the 39-yard line. Let's set the Firebirds defense for a moment. Tommy King and Chris Gutierrez are the defensive ends. On the inside, Mike Sneed and Jordan Hughes. Ramon Campos, John Pettit, and Britton Stanton are your linebackers. In the secondary, Kiana Brew, Evan Mutterer, Tanner Ludwig, and Jalik Barnes in the secondary. 2nd and 7 at the 40. As they fake the jet sweep, keeper for Smythe right up the gut, only for about 2.
That zone read was really effective against Elmhurst, especially Smythe keeping the football. He was able to run effectively all day. Now, first time here for the Titans, a little adversity on the offensive end, facing a 3rd down and 5, and we'll see what they come up with here. The run game is still very much an option on 3rd and 5 here, so Carthage is going to have to be aware of both the run game and the pass game here from Illinois Wesleyan, because they've been pretty effective in both of those areas here the last couple weeks.
Jimmy Dacey is the outside receiver on the right with Miles Key on the inside. And it's a handoff to Kent as they bounce him to the outside of the left. Tries to turn the corner, and he's going to be short of a first down, but a flag comes in as Kent is down at about the 44. It's short of the first down, but we'll wait on the flag.
Yeah, not looking good here for the Titans, using that area of holding on the far side. He looked like he had a crease there, bounced it back outside, and sometimes that's where you got a release there on the jersey. It might not have happened there for Illinois Wesleyan, but let's see what the call is from the official.
Kenneth Keel, our referee.
Holding offense number 36. The penalty is declined, 4th down.
Yeah, we got the stop, so they'll decline the penalty and make it 4th down. So after a tremendous first drive by the Titans, a quick 3 and out here in this series, and a chance for Carthage to take some momentum back. New punter for the Titans, Owen Owens, who had a couple of kicks last week, take it over here for today. The freshman from Mount Zion, standing at his own 29-yard line. And it's Landon Ross back at about the 15. High kick, Ross backpedaling at about the 11-yard line, slips one tackle and skips out across the 15 at about the 17-yard line. Run back of about 6. Frank Rohde in on the stop after the punt goes 46 yards. We have a brief pause of the action with the Titans up 7-0. Let's see if we can check in with our sideline reporter here this afternoon. We introduce Kaylee Unruh. Kaylee? We'll see if we can check in here in just a little bit as the Titans here have a 7-0 lead. 9:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Carthage had a 3-and-out in their first series. As Lowe stands 5 yards deep on 1st and 10. With the back to his left, that's Frank. Flip to the near side, and it's caught at the 25-yard line. Stiff arms one man and a second man as well. It goes down near the 26. He'll be a little short of the first down. Reception there by Jackson Westmoreland. And that's going to lead to a 2nd and 2 after Frank Brody made the stop.
Yeah, we saw Carthage really try to establish the run on that first series. Didn't go far. That time coming out, throwing the football. Nice little out route to the outside. Able to pick up a first down there for the Firebirds. And we'll see if they can string some plays together here and get some points on the board for the first time this season.
Frank back into the right of Lowe on 1st and 10. Now Frank goes out to the right. Snap and over the middle to the 41, near the 42-yard line. Connection there to Gavin Betts, junior from Troy, Michigan. And back-to-back first downs here for the Firebirds, gain of 13.
Yeah, Getz is the leading receiver on this team. Did a nice job coming right down the hash there, settling right down in that zone defense. The pass was right on the money. You talked about Bryce Lowe. He's got a lot of experience, been around Carthage for a really long time. Obviously, new coach, new system. All of those different things are going to have to come together. But it's nice as a first-year coach to have some experience back there at that quarterback position.
He stacked 2 receivers on the left and 1 on the right. A flip to the inside receiver, and he gets just a couple. They were able to slow him down. I believe that was Pradle. And on that stop, and I beg your pardon. It's going to be a gain of 1 out of the 42.
A nice reaction that time by the Illinois Wesleyan linebacking core right in the middle of the football field right there. Able to bring him down. Neat little play that time, a little flip out to the back. Just couldn't get up the field. Nice reaction that time by the linebacking core for the Titans.
John Gavin made that stop. Now on 2nd and 9, inside handoff at a big hole up the middle inside the 45 to the 40, and he got tripped up at the 35-yard line. One more, and he might have been gone as Frank gashes one for 23 yards.
Yeah, those are big right there. Really big hole on the left side. Great job getting down on the linebackers there. You could see the offensive linemen able to get off their initial blocks, get down to the linebackers there, open up a really nice hole for the tailback, and Carthage has a first down. They're starting to roll a little bit. Came out throwing the football on the first couple of plays of this particular series, and now with a nice run into Illinois Wesleyan territory.
Now at the 35, 7-0, Illinois Wesleyan with the lead, but Carthage on the move. The delay to Frank, left side, slipping one tackle, gets inside the 30, got spun down at the 27 after a gain of 8. And the tackle there by Jimmy Capecci, the senior from Springfield, Sigurdar Griffin.
And a nice job again off that left side there for Carthage. Boy, Betts, the wide receiver, had a nice block there. Good crease for the Firebirds, and had a hard time running it on their first series, but finding some yardage now in that run game. And now you can balance things out. They come back here with 5 wides here now on 2nd down, and really nice balance attack.
5 receivers, empty backfield. Lowe unloads over the middle, and it's behind his man. Bobbled it incomplete, nearly intercepted. Jackson Moore got his hands on it, but the junior from Wheaton North unable to hang on. That was even a little bit behind him as he went for the pick.
Yes, it was. I was going to say that ball was so far off that he had to go back and try to get it as well. Not exactly sure where Lowe was aiming on that particular pass, but his receiver had no chance. As you mentioned, Jackson Moore had to reach way back to try to get that interception. That would have been a pretty spectacular catch if he'd been able to hold on to it.
You wonder if the wind is a factor on a ball like that.
Good point.
3rd down and 2 at the 27. Lowe underneath, flags blow, whistle blows the play dead. Looks like it was a pre-snap infraction.
Yeah, this is a substantial penalty here against Carthage now. This is going to back them up. Wait, a 2nd and 2. Now becomes a 3rd down and 7. When we talk about 2 totally different situations, it's those kind of penalties right there that really can kill your offense. We'll see if Titans can take advantage. Interesting call here. It's 3rd and 7. Watch that defensive line. We'll see what Illinois Wesleyan does as far as a pressure package here. They're going to just rush those 3 down linemen or bring some linebackers as well. We'll see what Illinois Wesleyan shows Carthage here on a 3rd down and 7 for an offense that hasn't scored yet this year. This is a big play.
From the 32, as Lowe rolls out to the right on the move, has time, and he airmails it, overshooting his intended receiver, who was in double coverage. That was Gavin Betts, the intended man. And now from the 32, kind of no man's land here. Field goal's too long of a try. I presume they'd go for it here on 4th and 7.
Yeah, I don't think this is much of a decision here for Carthage. You're definitely going to go for this. And again, we'll see what Illinois Wesleyan decides to do here. Look, they just rushed 3. They had a late linebacker coming up to put some pressure that time on Lowe, but dropped a lot of guys back into coverage. Just not a whole lot of open players that time for the Firebirds. So pretty big play here in the first quarter.
4th and 7, clean pocket over the middle, and it's complete inside the 20, down to the 16. The connection going for 16 yards and a big first down there for the Firebirds. That's in the catch.
And again, Illinois Wesleyan just rushing 3 that time, decided to drop the linebackers in the covers. That was a well-thrown ball that time by Lowe. That window was pretty tight there. Illinois Wesleyan had a dropping linebacker, a corner as well, a safety coming over the top. He found a hole right in the middle of that defense, and Carthage is able to pick up a pivotal first down here as they look for their first points of the season now in the red zone for the Firebirds.
Mark Hunter now in the backfield. He gets the handoff on 1st and 10. Tried to slip one tackle, cut to the left. He got wrapped up quickly and brought down. Artis Benjamin, the senior from Wilmette, making the tackle. It'll go as a loss of 3 yards. Back to the 18, now with 5 minutes to go.
Zach McNeese was in there fast, so he's coming from that right side. Boy, did he get penetration right at the point of attack. That play had nowhere to go. Boy, Zach read that. The 6'2 senior getting off that snap really quickly here. You can see the 4 down linemen right now for Illinois Wesleyan here on 2nd down and behind the chains for Carthage.
With an I formation, the give again to Hunter. Up the middle, powers inside the 15, then gets stood up. Got the yards back and maybe 1 extra on the 2nd down carry. Looks like it's good for 4, but it will bring up another 3rd and long. Now from the 14-yard line with the Titans up 7-0 and 4:19 remaining in the first.
Now we'll see if Illinois Wesleyan dials up a little bit more pressure here against the quarterback. And so far, they've been dropping a lot of guys back into coverage, pretty much coming with 4 up front, trying to get to Bryce Lowe, the quarterback. We'll see if they bring a linebacker here on a big play on 3rd down. Carthage has done a nice job, though, flipping the field position here on this drive and trying to find some points now.
Single back man in motion to the near side. Lowe from the pocket, flips it underneath. It's bobbled, then caught. He slipped 1 tackle, then got finished off at about the 9. He was able to break free of grasp initially, but only picked up an extra yard, and they'll still be about 4 yards shy of the first down. Looking at about a 4th and 3. Carthage has not tried a field goal this year. They had 1 potential opportunity last week. They passed on it, but they were already down big against North Central. This would be an attempt of 26 yards if they were to try, and Eric Ankovic is their all-purpose kicker, but they're going to keep him on the sidelines and go for it on their 12th play of the drive on 4th and 4 from the 9. Titans up by a touchdown and looking to keep it that way. Lowe from the pocket, steps to his right, under pressure, feeling the heat, and he gets spun down. He tried to flip it, and because he got spun around, he launched it the opposite direction near the Carthage sidelines. It clearly did not cross the line of scrimmage, I think it's fair to say.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
Threw it backwards right there. And an interesting call by Carthage in going for it. It wasn't like it was a 4th and 1 or a 4th and 2 in that situation. You're sitting at 4th and 4. You haven't put points on the board this season. And Eric, I don't know what their kicking situation is and how much confidence they have in that particular part of their game, but maybe thinking, hey, early on, we've got some momentum. We've been able to convert 3rd down, 4th down, so go for it in that situation, and certainly doesn't work out for the Firebirds, and Illinois Wesleyan dodges a bullet here in the first quarter. We stay at 7-0.
Titans got a touchdown in their first series, but a 3 and out the second time. Scott at the backfield to the right of Smythe, and Scott gets the handoff, looking for a seam, cuts to the left and cuts back and gets wrapped up from behind at about the 24. Good for about a 4-yard gain. Tanner Ludwig, a defensive back, is one of several Carthage defenders in on that play. It's a gain of 4. And brings up 2nd down and 6.
Now you can live with that if you're Illinois Wesleyan, though. A 4-yard gain, it's positive yardage. on first down, sets you up in really manageable situations here now for the Titans on second down. And we'll see if Dermot Smythe now will call his own number here on second down.
Smythe from the pocket, dumps it off, left side, Scott. Cuts inside of the 25, slipping another tackle, gets to the outside and crosses the 30. It picks up a first down, a slippery run by Jahari Scott. Picks up 6 at a Titans first down.
Yeah, nice job that time, bouncing off that initial tackler there and close to a first down here. So Illinois Wesleyan we'll see if they play some power football here on 3rd and short against this Carthage defense. This would be a big stand here for the Firebirds in the first quarter. They can find a way to be able to get off the field here on 3rd down. So this is critical here for the Titans to be able to pick this one up here, keep this drive going.
3rd down and 1 from the 29. Titans up by 7. Under 2 minutes to go. 2 tight ends will shift to the near side. 2 receivers in that direction, and they'll run it that way with Scott. Has a hole and gashes it up the middle for a gain of 6 out across the 35-yard line for the Illinois Wesleyan first down. Keanu Brew, a junior from Hawaii, along with Cristobal Gutierrez combining at the tackle.
Yeah, Cristobal Gutierrez, probably the best defender for Carthage. He was lined up on the left side. The Titans ran right at him that time. Jahari Scott able to cut right off of the tackle there, able to get outside, get that first down for Illinois Wesleyan and keeping this drive alive.
Fresh setter downs now from the 35-yard line. As Key goes into motion, and he gets the football on the toss from Smythe, and it gets about 4 before he's yanked out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
I think the Titans like their matchups on the outside with their wide receivers blocking down on the corners for Carthage. We've seen a couple of those types of plays right there where the wide receivers have to hold those blocks, getting a good push downfield, and that's why you're getting some success there on those little dump patterns out to the outside flat. That's been fairly effective for the Titans on the last couple of series here, and we'll see if it's going to be as we continue with the football game.
2nd and 6 from the 39. Titans up a touchdown. Smythe will look for a seam off to the left as he gets across the 40 to the 41, 42 for about 3 yards before he is met by a pile of Carthage tacklers, and that could be the final play of this first quarter as they bring the ball to the 42. And the Titans are looking at a 3rd down and 3. They're not going to bother. They'll just go to the sidelines. As the first quarter comes to a close, Titans up 7-0 on their home opening day here against the Carthage Firebirds. Back in a moment on 88.1 FM, WBSM, and IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Berg drives one in the air to center field. This is down for a base hit. The Titans are going to win the ball game. Ethan Berg walks it off, and the Titans storm all the way back with 9.
Add on some new hires this season. Can they hear me? Okay. Defensive backs coach Jermaine Brookett and wide receiver coach Jim Williams. Williams has clearly been a great addition to the offense coaching team as we watch tight end number 88, Colin Ledge, with a 41-yard touchdown on the opening drive. Titans have been doing good work. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Kaylee. It's going to be a 4th down and 1 for Illinois Wesleyan. It's about a foot here that they need to keep the football up by a touchdown. Now he'll hustle to the line, try to get a quick snap, and they'll sneak it with Smythe trying to get an extra push to cross the 45-yard line, what he needs for the first down. Carthage is saying they've denied it, but it looks like it's going to be indeed an Illinois Wesleyan first down. It's going to be indeed an Illinois Wesleyan first down on 4th and short.
Yeah, good job by the offensive line, just giving Dermot Smythe exactly what he needed, just a little bit of space to be able to pick up that first down. Titans didn't need much, they didn't get much, but it's good enough for a first down for Illinois Wesleyan, keeping this drive alive here as start getting closer to midfield.
Now at the 46, Titans up a touchdown, going right to left here in quarter number 2. Scott in the backfield to the left of the signal caller. Smythe play fakes to him, throws it behind Key, and he gets picked. Intercepted by Abreu. and brought down to the 42-yard line after the interception. A tough break there. Ball thrown a little behind the intended target there, Miles Key, and he ends up with the INT.
Yeah, they had Miles Key across the middle right there. As you mentioned, Eric, a little behind him. The safety right place, right time for Carthage, and the Firebirds get that turnover they were looking for. Fortunately for Illinois Wesleyan, still a lot of field to go for Carthage. But we saw the Firebirds move the ball rather nicely on their last drive, got all the way inside the 10-yard line of Illinois Wesleyan. Thought they might kick a field goal, decided to go for it on 4th down. Did not work out for Carthage. Now their offense back on the field, only down 7-0. An early score by Illinois Wesleyan, but the Carthage defense has been much better.
5 yards deep, takes the snap, hands off to Frank. Frank up the gut, gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage, no gain. And multiple Titans leading the way there. Frank held to no gain. The junior from Marshall, Wisconsin. 2nd down and 10 for the Firebirds.
Yeah, so far, Carthage has had a hard time running the football. We talked about their numbers, played great competition in the first couple weeks. They want to establish that ground game as well. It's difficult against those defenses from St. John's and North Central's in week 1 and 2. We'll see if they have a better chance of it here this afternoon.
2 receivers both on the right. It's Frank again, and McNeese gave him a hug at the line of scrimmage and planted him in the turf for no gain.
Yeah, nice job by Zach McNeese there, getting off that block up front. Boy, once he found the running back, he got him to the turf rather quickly. So now Carthage finds themselves here in a 3rd and 10 situation. And again, we haven't seen much pressure against Bryce Lowe brought by Illinois Wesleyan in these situations. They have chosen to drop their linebackers back into coverage for the most part. We'll see what we'll see what they decide to do here if they bring a little pressure against that senior quarterback for the Firebirds. Carthage was able to convert a couple of third downs and 4th downs in the last drive to keep that one alive.
Lowe is 5 of 7 for 47 yards, sacked twice, steps up, ranges to his right on the move, and he split it between 2 defenders. Looked like the closest receiver there was Argent Ishmaeli, the junior from Kenosha. And a quick 3 and out. The Firebirds unable to advance after they get the INT. And we talked at the beginning about turnovers being a great area of improvement for Illinois Wesleyan. +4 coming in after being one of the worst in that margin in Division III all of last year. It's been a bugaboo for the Firebirds so far this year.
Yeah, it certainly has, and that I think was really disappointing in that opener against Central, that Illinois Wesleyan actually won the turnover battle against Central after being dominant in that area the year before, and still we're way behind on the scoreboard of that contest.
Ankwitz just gets it away. Polygonis can't quite get to it. It bounced a little bit in front of him, and then it will trickle into the end zone. There were 4 Firebirds there to surround it just short of the goal line. Well, that could have pinned the Titans back to the 1, but it got away from them, so the Titans get a break on the touchback.
Yeah, they certainly do, and that's a lot of field position. Boy, you certainly don't want to start your drive all the way at your own 1-yard line, but now they'll get it out at the 20, much better field position here, and we'll see if they can get that ground game going. Carthage's defense has been much better. They had a couple blown coverages early in the game, one with Trey Moore and one with the tight end right down the middle for that touchdown, as McMillan was able to take that one in for a score for Illinois Wesleyan. So it looks like their defense has tightened up a little bit here on the last couple of series.
Titans spread the field with 3 receivers in the formation. A play fake flipped out of the backfield and to the far side. Looks like it's going to be enough for close to a first down on the connection to Colin Elledge, the junior tight end from Civic Memorial High School.
A nice job of getting Elledge that time off the line of scrimmage, out in the flat right there. That's a really good start for Illinois Wesleyan. If you're having a hard time running the ball between the tackles, mix things up a little bit. You slip that tight end out there, get a nice gain, and now put yourself in a really good spot on second down.
Danny Kent to the backfield with a man in motion. Kent up the middle, across the 30, a short first down. He broke free. He's out in the clear, out across the 50. It is a foot race. 25, 20, 15. It brought down just short of the 10-yard line. Jalik Barnes, the junior from Ocala, Florida, turned on the Jets, and he caught Kent from behind to save a touchdown, but still a big gain for Illinois Wesleyan as that one goes for 60
Now we
yards.
saw Jahari Scott go 61 yards against Elmhurst last week. Danny Kent just about broke one for a score right there. Did a great job of bouncing off that tackle by the Firebirds. Next thing you know, you're out in that open space, just about able to take it to the house. Not quite. Now Illinois Wesleyan in really good shape to put some more points on the board and extend their lead.
After a gain of 60, now back in the red zone with a first down from the 11 up by touchdown. The give to Scott. Scott to the outside, gets inside the 10 to the 5. Got just inside the 5 near the 4. Maybe close to the 3, and a good first down run there for Scott. As they'll mark it at the 4-yard line, a gain of 7.
Yeah, good job bouncing it outside right there. Looked like a lot of traffic in the middle of the field. Did a good job bouncing it out. And a positive yardage now for Illinois Wesleyan. That playbook wide open here for the Titans. The field begins to shrink now as you get down closer to the goal line. And Illinois Wesleyan might have to rely on that strength up front to be able to put this one in for a touchdown.
As they have the 2 tight end package. Smythe will scamper to the outside, gets inside the 5. It looked like he got just short to the 1 before he got pulled out of bounds. He's got the first down, but just short of pay dirt.
Yeah, it's a tough read in there for the linebackers once Smythe has the football. And that time, Smythe did a good job getting outside again here. Illinois Wesleyan doing a really nice job blocking that perimeter. And now Illinois Wesleyan knocking on the door. And we'll see as we're going to see Smythe in that shotgun formation. And we get a timeout here now for the Titans to talk things over. Boy, they want to capitalize on this field position here and punch this thing in.
A key play here as they look to go up by 2 touchdowns on a drive that started back at the 20-yard line. They almost got down to the 1 as a punt skipped into the end zone, got it out to the 20, and on a 2nd and short, Danny Kent broke one for 60, as you can see, to set them up in the red zone. And after 2 running plays, they're back down to the 1 and trying to punch it in for a second time.
Now, Titans 13 carries, 100 yards now here in the first half. A lot of that on that run by Danny Kent, but the ground game has been effective so far for Illinois Wesleyan as the Titans 7.7 yards per carry so far in half number 1. Over 6.5 yards per carry in that game against Elmhurst last week. When they get the ground game going, they are an effective offensive team, and so far it's happened here in the first half against the Firebirds.
2 tight ends will shift to the near side. 2 receivers in that direction as well. The give going to Kent. Kent looking for seam and has the angle. Cuts to the left, and he's in. Touchdown to Illinois Wesleyan. Danny Kent with his 2nd touchdown of the year, and only fair that he got the score as he got them into scoring position a few moments ago.
Yeah, again, nice job bouncing it outside. Nothing happened between the tackles right there. Get to that outside there and finds the end zone for the 2nd time for Illinois Wesleyan today. So the Titans with a nice drive right here, able to try to go up now 14-0 here in the 2nd quarter.
Kent with the 2nd touchdown of the year as they make it a 13-0 game. Caden Youngie on to attempt the extra point. Off the hold from Ryan Sachs and a snap from Zach Hansen. It is good. And the Titans now lead 14-0 with 9:48 to go in the first half. A 5-play, 80-yard drive. It's been a little inconsistent for the Titans offensively. They've had 2 terrific drives, 3 and outs in between, but it's certainly better than nothing. It's something that you can live with based on what we've seen so far today.
Yeah, it certainly can. Obviously, you'd like to get some consistency on the drives for the offense, but Illinois Wesleyan able to find some points here. A couple of drives in this contest. And so far this year, though, the Titans have gotten some big plays. We saw Jahari Scott with a big play last week in the opening play against Elmhurst, goes for 60 yards. Danny Kent did a nice job of getting in the open field for that 60-yard run. He had to bounce off a couple of tacklers to be able to do so. So the Titans establishing that ground game, and that's where they're really, really effective. Over 100 yards already now on the ground here in this contest.
Youngie has the ball placed at the near hash, sending it deep to Landon Ross. And Isaac Saunders back deep. It'll be Ross over his shoulder. Takes it from a yard deep in the end zone. Inside the numbers, gets across the 10 to the 15, and actually not even to the 15-yard line before he got met. Tackled by Joey DeMario. Like Josh Davis also in there, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 14 for Carthage, who has had one good scoring chance so far today, but failed on 4th down inside the 10.
Yeah, one nice drive so far for the Firebirds, and they have struggled to get their run game going. They've got 10 carries for 14 yards so far here in this first half, just 1.4 yards per carry. So that's going to have to get better if they're going to have to find any efficiency on the offensive end.
Quick hitter looking to Frank out of the backfield to get spun down to the 21 after a gain of 7. Sam shot there to get to him quickly as they try to get something going, sort of a low-risk pass play with the running game not working so much. And Frank picks up 7.
Yeah, you got to do what you have to do to get positive yards on 1st down and set yourself up for 2nd and 3rd and short. So Carthage having a hard time running the football. And go with that short passing game, almost like a long handoff there. Positive yardage now sets you up in a much better position on 2nd and short.
Frank out of the backfield, now lines up to the left, a scramble for Lowe, and unable to get back to the line of scrimmage before Sam shot met him at the 19 for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Alexander Jackson did a nice job. The 6'1 sophomore got good pressure from that defensive tackle position. Really a nice job getting in that backfield. Was able to put pressure on the quarterback. Lowe had to step up, really had nowhere to go. Jackson goes to the bench now, and Josh Klein from that linebacker position back in there for the Titans.
Could be a key moment here for the Firebirds on 3rd and 5, deep in their own territory, down 2 scores. Lowe goes under center for this 3rd down play. One receiver to the right and a pair of tight ends. A play fake. Lowe under pressure. Didn't see him coming, and Frank Rorty planted him down at the 6 for a big-time loss on 3rd down.
Now, we haven't seen the Titans bring a lot of pressure so far, but Rorty coming off the edge right there. And Lowe ran right into him on that 3rd down play. And now Carthage is going to have to punt the football away again. And boy, the Titans could really take a stranglehold on this contest with a score here. They're setting themselves up. There should be some really good field position. Illinois Wesleyan standing right around their own 45-yard line to try to receive this punt. Let's see if they can get a good return here and really flip the field on the Firebirds.
Eric Ankiewicz, 8 yards deep, kicks it on the I and IWU. Palagonis to the 45 for Illinois Wesleyan, and makes the catch. And looking for Seaman, gets close to midfield, and that's it. Or he's tackled by Britton Stanton, sophomore from Gilbert, Arizona. Has a punt of 47 yards and a return of 4. But the Titans have great field position, just shy of midfield, up by 2 scores. 7:44 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and a lot of that starts with the special teams, really hemming Carthage in pretty deep. Started this drive at their own 13-yard line. Maybe ill-advised taking that kick return out on the last kickoff and established pretty poor field position, and kind of perpetuates itself now with the Titans having good field position.
Off the fake, Smythe up the middle, gets across the 50, and down to the 45 for a gain of 6. John Pettit hit on the tackle, senior from Geneva, Illinois. 2nd and 4 for the Titans.
Yeah, we saw Smythe carry the football a lot on that zone read where he will pull that football and be able to get upfield. He's very effective with that and really helps them establish that ground game, giving them multiple different guys you have to look at in that backfield. Now in a good spot here on 2nd and 4.
Trey Moore, Miles Key, both deployed to the right. Jonas Cape back to the left. Now rolling to the right. Smythe flips back to the left. Scott wide open. 30, 25, 20, and pushed out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And Illinois Wesleyan first down. Jalik Barnes on the tackle. A gain of 28.
Yeah, well-run play that time by the Titans. All that action is flowing to the far side of the field. Jahari Scott just slips out behind the defense there, coming back to the near side. Passes right on the money, and now Illinois Wesleyan in the red zone here once again. A 3rd score here would be so important for the Titans to really take control of this game here in the 2nd quarter.
Good for 27 on the play. Now in the red zone again at the 18, up by 2 touchdowns. Scott on the handoff to the left inside the 15, and he hurdles over a defender who's already out of bounds. And he goes out himself at about the 13 for a gain of 5.
Now sets up
2nd and 5. Yeah.
Sets up Illinois Wesleyan here in a good spot as the run game effective for the Titans once again, as Illinois Wesleyan knocking on the door here in the second quarter.
From the 13, Mel Woodson now with the backfield. He gets the handoff, shuffles inside the 10 to the 9. Got tripped up. Looked like that was Ramon Campos who got a hand on him. It's down to the 9 for a gain of 4. And the Titans now looking at a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, good spot here now for Illinois Wesleyan. 3rd down and 1 situation, and we'll see what we're going to see what we get from the Titans here. It might be a situation where you fake it down to the back on play action. They think you're going to run the ball and then go over the top, see if you can take a shot at the end zone.
Woodson again to the backfield to the left of Smythe. Play fake, Smythe over the middle, a little high, looking for Key, and overshot him over the middle of the goal line. Thought it might be 4 down territory, and we'll see with a 4th and 1 for Illinois Wesleyan how they play this.
Yeah, you got to think that Coach Esch is going to go for this. Really like to take a stranglehold on this game. Your offensive line has been moving people up front. So on 4th and 1, I think he feels pretty confident they can pick this up. I think it's going to be some sort of zone read here, as Dermot Smythe will be able to read that defense, either pull it and keep the football or let Jahari Scott get that first down for you.
Titans 2 for 4 on 4th downs this year. 4th and 1 from the 9. And the officials stopped play. Perhaps a timeout was called here.
Yeah, Carthage called timeout.
Big play for them, of course, as the Titans lead 14-0. And if they can pick up 1 more yard here, they'd be in very good position to increase this lead and get closer to a stranglehold on this one.
I think if you're Coach Matt Papino right now, you're just trying to keep your team in the game here. You're already down a couple scores, can't afford to get down 3 scores in the first half. Your offense has had a hard time moving the football so far this season and also in this first half. So you got to try to stay within striking distance and trying to keep the Titans out of the score, off the scoreboard or out of the end zone in this situation is going to be key. It is a 4th and short here now for Illinois Wesleyan. Kind of saw how that play was going to set up. It looked like it was going to be that zone read, and Smythe would have that option, kind of ride that back for a moment, pull the football if he feels like he has a crevice, or let Jahari Scott get that first down for you. For Carthage, try to get as much penetration at the point of attack as you possibly can here to try to disrupt this play here for Illinois Wesleyan. We'll see if the Titans go back to exactly the same thing here on 4th and short.
Scott now in the backfield to the right of Smythe from the 9-yard line, 7th play of the drive. Rollout for Smythe, floating the ball to the corner of the end zone, incomplete, overshot it for Capek, incomplete. And Carthage gets a big stop on 4th down. Both teams have failed a 4th down chance at the other team's 9-yard line here in the second quarter.
And just not what I was expecting to see from Illinois Wesleyan right there. They actually went to a little bit of play action, maybe thinking, hey, Carthage is going to roll those safeties up pretty high. Might be able to get somebody in behind that defense and find that end zone there. Didn't work out for Illinois Wesleyan. Bad news for the Titans is no points on the board on that particular drive. Good news is, though, that Carthage does not have very good field position. They have not been able to move the ball very effectively here so far in this contest. So we'll see if the defense can step up, get a 3 and out, get the ball right back to the offense.
3 receivers on the left. The give goes to Frank, right up the gut, gets across the 10 to the 11, only about 2. Sam Schott brought him down.
Yeah, not much there. Illinois Wesleyan's defensive line doing a really nice job getting off the blocks as Matt Hansen, who had a really nice game, the sophomore last week against Elmhurst, finds himself back on the football field. 2nd down and 7 here for Carthage. At least positive yardage that time for the Firebirds, trying to set themselves up in a much better situation. Right now, if you're Carthage, just cannot afford a turnover here this deep in your own side of the field.
2nd and 8 from the 11. Titans up 14-0. Less than 5 minutes to go in the half. They dump it out of the backfield. Here he finds Hunter, and Hunter to about the 19. Actually, a little bit short of that.
And it looks like he's going to be a couple yards short of that first down here for the Firebirds. Again, another nice short pass out in the flat, able to turn the corner, get some positive yards. Now a very manageable 3rd down and 2 situation here for Carthage. They're certainly going to have to pick this up. Otherwise, you're going to be punting the football away again. We'll see if Illinois Wesleyan's defense can get off the field here at the 4:15 mark of the second quarter.
Clock running 4:10. 14-0 Titans. Frank single setback. He gets the handoff, has a seam, gets across the 20, and was able to escape the grasp of Cole Pregame to buy a couple extra yards and get the first down at about the 25.
Yeah, nice job off the right side. Good hold that time by the offensive line. Got everybody blocked up front. Able to find a hole and pick up a first down here to keep this drive alive for Carthage. I got to think right now the Firebirds, obviously they would love to put points on the board, but even if you could keep Illinois Wesleyan off the scoreboard the rest of the way, go down in halftime 2 scores, but at least still in the contest here this afternoon.
Short drop low, flings it to the near side, incomplete, looking for the tight end who was well covered, and he had to throw it to his back shoulder where no one else can get it, with Pregame bearing down on the receiver, Peter Orlandino, the senior from Naperville Central. And he had to unload quickly. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Titans got good pressure up front that time on the quarterback, and you mentioned it. I think that Bryce Lowe had to throw that football a little bit quicker than he wanted to on that particular play. Trying to drag that tight end across that formation there, just overthrew him to the outside.
2nd and 10 at the 25. 2 receivers on the left. Frank in the backfield, about 7 yards deep. As he takes the snap, quick hitter to the far side. On the receiver screen for Ismaili. And he motors to the 34 for a gain of about 9, or did he get the first down? Looks like he did at the 35-yard line, just enough to move the chains.
Yeah, Jackson Westmoreland did a nice job blocking down on the corner on the outside. That was a well-run play that time by the Firebirds, able to pick up that first down and move the chains here, keeping this drive alive. But at some point, the clock is going to become a bit of an issue for the Firebirds. We go under 3 minutes left to go in the half.
Frank again, the single back, receivers right and left, 1 on either side. The delay to Frank. And he gets stood up at the 34. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage as the Titans were able to leak into the backfield, but they couldn't quite get to him. But they were able to limit him to no gain.
Yeah, it looked like Josh Lavacek that time was able to get in the backfield, just kind of get a hand on the running back there, slow him down. Just enough time for his friends to be able to rally up to be able to get the tackle. So nothing going on first down there for Carthage here. They don't look like they're in a huge hurry at all. That clock is down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And they're taking their time getting that play call in. They might burn a timeout here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to as they're working toward the far sidelines. We'll take a quick break here as, actually we're coming to the 2-minute timeout, as they were not going to run a play before that. So we'll take a quick break. Titans up 14-0 on 88.1 FM, WBSM, and IWsports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Berg drives one in the air to center field. This is down for a base hit. The Titans are going to win the ball game. Ethan Berg walks it off, and the Titans storm all the way back with 9 runs in their last 2 innings. They win it tonight, 13-12.
Hey, they just did the helmet shuffle on the new video scoreboard here at Tucci Stadium. Let's send it down to Kaylee Unruh for this report.
We'd like to take the time again to acknowledge the new video board here at Tucci Stadium, thanks to the support of Brian Tucci and Meryl and Mary Kay Gilmore, along with many Titan alumni and their families. It is a great addition to our field, making all of us feel a little more professional. Back to you, Eric.
All right, thank you, Kaylee. A rollout there for Lowe as he makes the connection for a first down. Harry Wilson on the catch, and Cole Pregame making the stop for a gain of 9 to the 44-yard line, and it's going to be a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, got out of bounds as well, so that's going to stop the clock here at 1:53, as we'll see how well Carthage manages the clock here down the stretch of the first half. We'd love to put that first score of the season on the board and get themselves back in this contest.
Low under center, play fake, and never had a chance. McNeese trailed him and put him down at the 33 for a big loss on third down.
They'll scrap that plan right there, as it's going to bring up fourth down here now for the Firebirds, and clock management is going to change completely now for Carthage here, as a timeout for Illinois Wesleyan becomes clock management for the Titans. That's a really nice job that time by the coaching staff for the Titans. They got a sack. Maybe you didn't know a sack was coming in that situation, but hey, now all of a sudden the clock advantage is on our side. Let's burn a timeout. The thing about it, getting the football back offensively, is you can control the clock through your play calling. You can't do that on the defensive side of the ball, so burn that timeout. Don't let Carthage run more time off the clock, giving your team ample opportunity now to get the football back and drive the field to put a touchdown on the board. I really feel like the Titans going into halftime, Eric, if it's 14-0 going into halftime, they're really going to feel like they left some points off that scoreboard in the first half. They could have a larger lead right now, so I think they'd really like to capitalize here on getting the football back and getting another score before halftime.
Yeah, both teams, of course, left points on the field, getting inside the 10 and being unable to score. And it feels as though Carthage played that very conservatively, hoping that the worst thing that could happen is they run out of time and it remains a 14-0 game, feeling that Illinois Wesleyan is probably a little unsettled that they are not up by more, but it still keeps them in the game. They get the ball to start the third quarter, but with the third down stop, you have to give the ball away anyway.
Yeah, well, the Titans will get it back right here. We'll see if they get a nice kick return and set their offense up in good field position, trying to get some more points on the board before halftime.
Akowitz, low snap from the 20-yard line. With a step into it, Palaganis will run to the football, the 31, and he has some momentum across the 45. And he gets spun down in front of the Titan bench, and now flags come in. After the play was over, Ramon Campos making the tackle, a run back of 14 yards. After a punt of 35, it came up short, so Palaganis got a running start on that return.
He went flying into the Titan sideline there. Carthage players go flying into the Titan sideline as well, and they're going to have to try to figure this one out. This will be a big call here. It's either going 15 yards one way, 15 the other. Maybe they'll split the difference between the two, but if this goes against Carthage, Illinois Wesleyan's going to have outstanding field position. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, already near midfield. Here's Kenneth Keel. That is a big one. They were already near midfield. They'll now be on the plus side of the 50. Here with a 14-point lead, they'll place the ball around where? The 37-yard line.
Yeah, great field position now here for Illinois Wesleyan to start this particular drive. Plenty of time on the clock. You got one timeout left in your back pocket here if you're the Titans, but plenty of time to score. Boy, that is a significant kick return right there and a significant penalty, because field position is so vital late in a half, late in a game when you're trying to manage the clock. And boy, it couldn't have worked out hardly any better for the Titans.
Trips to the right, one man to the left. Off the zone read, the keeper for Smythe as he motors up the middle of the 31 for a gain of 6. Clock down to a minute 30. They'll go no huddle here.
The Titans are going to have to get those plays in quickly now as they want to manage this time. But the run game is still very much an option here this far down in Carthage territory.
And Titans still have a couple of timeouts as they keep it on the ground here to Scott. Scott as he claws to the right and turns up to the 29 for a gain of 2. That'll bring up third down and 2 as we come up on 1 minute remaining. The Titans have just one timeout remaining. Carthage has a pair.
Now Illinois Wesleyan has Danny Kent in the lineup here on third down and 3.
It's a rollout for Smythe to the left, underneath, incomplete. He was looking for Trey Moore, and off his fingertips, covered by Britton Stanton. Wesleyan with a 4th and 2, and certainly going for it here.
And a big play here for the Carthage defense. Boy, you'd love to keep Illinois Wesleyan off the scoreboard here on this series. And boy, the way that the Firebirds offense has gone so far in the first half, trying to overcome a 3-score lead in the second half could be difficult for them, trying to keep them off the scoreboard. So a big play right here for the Carthage defense.
4th and 2 at the 29. Wesleyan up 14-0. Two receivers right, one to the left. Scott to the left of Smythe. Smythe from the pocket. Near side, incomplete, off the fingertips of Cullen Elledge, who was right at the sticks. Likely would have been a first down. Could he hang on? But the pass was wide, trying to get it to the sidelines, understandable, where it's less likely to be defended. But the Titans unable to convert after terrific field position after the personal foul on the punt return.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because everything really set up for Illinois Wesleyan to put points on the board on that particular drive. Nice punt return. You get the penalty as well. You're all the way down to the 37-yard line in Carthage territory. But a couple times now you kind of feel like the Titans have really had a chance to put a stranglehold on this contest, have not been able to put those scores on the board here in the second quarter, and might be kicking themselves a little bit at halftime, though. Carthage also had an opportunity to score in the first quarter and did not.
We'll see how safe Carthage plays this at the 29-yard line. If they do keep it on the ground, and Frank got spun and knocked down to the 32. They hustle to the line. After a gain of 3, we're down to 32 seconds. Cole Pradle making the tackle. And they go no huddle, but the play calling suggests a different sense of urgency.
Yeah, certainly when you run off tackle on that first down, doesn't seem like you're really trying to put points on the board, just trying to avoid a turnover.
Now he'll float one to the near side and nearly intercepted. Threw it up for grabs, and Joshua McCline, the fifth-year linebacker from Edwardsville, looked like he might have got tripped up on the turf. Otherwise, he would have likely had that pick, tried to get it from his knees. There was a flag down to the offensive backfield, though.
This might be rough on the quarterback here against Illinois Wesleyan because, boy, Lowe took a major shot.
Defense, number 99, roughing the passer, 15 yards, automatic down.
I'm not sure if he got him with his helmet. That's what the official is saying right there, that hit him with the helmet up top, because it was a clean hit. I mean, he was right on top of him. Must have gotten helmet to helmet right there. So it's going to be a first down here for Carthage. 12.4 seconds on the clock. At least keeps hope alive that Carthage could get something downfield here in the last 12 seconds. In this situation, throw quick out, get some positive yardage, and maybe take a heave at the end of the half.
But you got to be careful. Watch the sidelines, because big plays can go back the other way. Now from the 47, he guns it over the middle, caught at the 44. Now at the 45 is where he's brought down. Yeah, they'll call the timeout. Gavin Betts making the tackle for a gain of 8. If they could at least get within shouting distance of throwing it near the end zone. It's a 2nd and 1. 6 seconds remaining, 6.3 to be exact. So an outside chance for 2 plays. They do have one more timeout.
Yeah, it's going to have to be fast on the first one if you're going to get 2 plays right here. But interesting call for the Carthage coaching staff over there. Do you launch one towards the end zone with 6.5 seconds to go, or do you try to run a quick play, burn another timeout, and get a little bit closer where you have a better shot at maybe completing something down in the end zone? But the roughing the passer call kind of kept this drive alive here for the Firebirds and trying to get themselves on the scoreboard for the first time this season.
Coming up at halftime in just a couple of moments, we will hear from Illinois Wesleyan's new president, Shayan Zenger. Will be joining us here in the press box once we get these 6.3 seconds off the clock. Titans up 14-0, 2nd and 1. Down in distance, really immaterial at this point. Low to the near side, underneath. He makes the connection to the 35. That's going to burn some time. Mike Boyesen with the catch. But it doesn't go for much, and now with a .8, they'll take their final timeout. It does at least get them a little bit closer to the end zone as they get the ball down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, this is very possible here for Carthage. And, you know, one of these situations here where throw the ball towards the end zone, get that thing up as high as you possibly can, and let some guys go up there and try to get it. It's a situation also where if you got a taller receiver, get your tallest receivers on the field here if you're Carthage. For Illinois Wesleyan, well, you'd love to put some pressure on the quarterback here. You want Bryce Lowe to throw it as quickly as you possibly can get him to do that. Don't let those Carthage receivers settle down in the end zone on the other end. So pressure up front becomes pretty important here for Illinois Wesleyan, and one last heave of the half for the Firebirds.
Final play, barring a penalty, 34-yard line. Titans up 14-0. Low is 11 of 15, 98%, pretty efficient. No touchdowns or picks. As he stands tall, 5 yards deep. Titans rush 3. And flags are down. Looks like there was some movement on the line before the snap. This could bring them a little closer. Or not. They'll go back the other way.
Yeah, really not going to make a huge amount of difference here on this particular play. Just a little bit farther to be able to get down in that end zone. Illinois Wesleyan just rushing those 3 down linemen. We'll see if they can put a little bit of pressure on Bryce Lowe. You know, there's always the question here in these situations. Do you try to put pressure on the quarterback or get as many guys down near the goal line as you possibly can?
From the 39, again, the Titans rush 3, and they get pursuit as Lowe launches it out of bounds at the near sideline as the defender was bearing down. There was Matt Hansen, but there was a flag down in the backfield after he threw it away. Can end on a defensive penalty.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be against the offense here for Carthage, and I think the Titans are ready to go into half.
Indeed. Final play of the half. Well, both teams had scoring opportunities that they could not capitalize on. That keeps this a pretty close, tight game at the break. Titans up 14-0, but again, the Titans probably feel as though it could be wider. Carthage, on the other hand, feeling like they missed some opportunities as well.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that Carthage didn't kick the field goal in the first quarter just to get some points on the board and kind of break through this. He decided to go for it. Didn't work out for them. And Illinois Wesleyan also had a first and goal situation, could not score in that situation. And after that, then had the nice punt return to set up really good field position on the last particular drive. Couldn't put points on the board again. So I guess the Titans are going to feel like they have to settle for a 14-0 halftime lead, but certainly in the driver's seat right now going into the half.
We'll review the first half numbers and look at other action in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin during our halftime break. But please stick around. After the timeout, we will visit with Illinois Wesleyan's newly minted president, Shayan Zenger. He'll be coming up after this timeout. As we are at halftime, the Titans lead Carthage College 14-0. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan football on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Go behind the scenes of Titan Athletics with Titan Table Talk, hosted by Tommy Gilbert. With interviews from coaches as well as student athletes, get to know Titan Athletics like never before. A new episode with new guests is posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, SoundCloud, WESN, and IWSports.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
And welcome back to Tucci Stadium in Bloomington. Eric Stock here with Joel Swanson as we come to you here on IWSports.com and 88.1 FM. Titans with a 14-0 lead here in their home opener against the Firebirds. As we go back to the beginning, Illinois Wesleyan with a great first drive, taking the opening kickoff and marching 65 yards in 5 plays, and Dermot Smythe connecting on a 41-yard pass to Colin Elledge to put him up 7-0. Carthage had an opportunity to score early in the second quarter. They got inside the 10, had a 4th down from the 9, but could not convert. Illinois Wesleyan, after a touchback on a punt, started at the 20, and on the second play, Danny Kent ran for 60 yards, got the ball down to the 11-yard line, and they would score. A short time after that, Kent would get a 1-yard run in to put him up 14-0. Carthage would again have another score, or I should say Illinois Wesleyan would have another scoring chance late in the half. They got inside the 10, could not convert on a 4th and 1, and then much later in the half, got inside the 30, could not convert on a 4th and 2. Otherwise, they could be looking at a much bigger lead.
Yeah, certainly. I think the Titans felt like they left some points off that scoreboard in that first half and would love to have a bigger lead than they do. Carthage is going to have to figure out how to consistently be able to run the football a little bit against this Illinois Wesleyan defense. They had a hard time moving it in that first half. I think defense has been pretty sound the last couple of weeks. Gave up some yards against Elmhurst. Most of that came in the second half, in that second quarter, but did a nice job against the Blue Jays last week and really following that up with a nice defensive performance here in the first half. And boy, 10 quarters, Eric, and Carthage has yet to find the scoreboard here in 2024. So that's got to be their number one goal in the second half.
Well, we'll look at the numbers here in just a minute, and we'll also review the first half stats on the other side of this break as we step aside here momentarily. 14-0, Illinois Wesleyan on top of Carthage. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan football on 88.1 FM, WBSN, and IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the number one school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Here at Tucci Stadium at Illinois Wesleyan, Eric Stock here with Joel Swanson. As you see, the new video scoreboard here at Tucci Stadium, which was dedicated before the game with many of the contributors who made it possible being recognized before the game. Byron Tucci, one of those who was the lead in getting the funding for this to make that possible. They've also replaced the longtime scoreboard that they had on the northwest side of Tucci Stadium. Lights much brighter, much easier to read, especially in the sunlight of a summer or early fall afternoon. That definitely makes a big difference and improves the fan experience here at Illinois Wesleyan. Well, it's also improved the experience here for the fans as the Titans have played well as they enjoy a 14-0 lead over the Firebirds. Week 2 of CCIW play today, and let's look at the other action. At halftime in Waukesha, Wheaton leads 10-3 at Carroll. The 19th ranked Thunder took a non-conference loss back a couple of weeks ago. They've won their first game in league play, looking to go 2-0. Augustana trails Milliken 13-10. They're in the second quarter there. While in the third quarter, North Central is rolling over WashU, an unusual score of 28-2 for the number 1 ranked Cardinals against WashU, a team that did get some votes at the D3 top 25 poll. And in fact, they'll be here next week for what will be their final trip to Bloomington as members of the CCIW and the football conference, as they will be leaving after next season. But that should be a good one next weekend here in Bloomington. And Elmhurst leads North Park 21-7 in the second quarter. And Elmhurst looking to bounce back after that loss last week to Illinois Wesleyan. And North Park off to a good start as they've won their first 2 games. As we look at the stats from this one, you see the great performance the Titans had last week in rushing for over 300 yards against the Blue Jays. Not quite at that pace today, but not far off, as they've rushed for 124 yards on 19 carries. Danny Kent with a bulk of that on 1 rush, in fact, that went for 60. He has 65 yards on 4 carries. Jari Scott has 7 rushes for 31 yards. Dermot Smythe has 7 carries for 24 yards. And Mel Woodson ran the ball once for 4 yards in the first half. Smythe through the air, 6 of 12 for 103 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. There's 6 receptions split among 3 receivers, each with 2. Colin Elledge has 2 receptions for 50 yards and 1 touchdown. That one went for 31 yards back in the first quarter. Jari Scott has hauled in 2 for 32 yards. And Miles Key has 2 receptions for 21 yards on the day. And defensively, Sam Schott leads them with 6 tackles, while Cole Pradle, Frank Rohde, and Zach McNeese each have 5, but McNeese has 3 sacks on the day, and Frank Rohde has 1. Sam Schott has a half of 1, so they've sacked Bryce Lowe 5 times already in this one, with the score now 14-0. Owen Owens has had 1 punt so far for 48 yards. Marco Paliganis has had 2 returns for 21 in the game today. Titans with the 227 yards in total offense, 124 on the ground, and 103 in the air. So 227 overall. The Titans have 8 first downs, same for Carthage. The Titans have 1 turnover, that interception that Smythe threw on a deflected pass. On a ball that was a little bit behind Miles Key and led to the INT. The Titans are 2 for 6 on 3rd downs, 1 for 3 on 4th downs, and they're 1 for 2 in the red zone today. Titans have had 1 penalty for 15 yards. Came on a late hit on the quarterback. in the final moments of the first half. Carthage has 3 penalties for 25 yards. Carthage has won the time of possession, 16 minutes and 37 seconds to 13:23 for Illinois Wesleyan. Carthage is 1 for 7 on third downs, 1 for 2 on fourth downs, and have failed to score in their one red zone chance. Both teams got inside the 10 on separate chances, but failed on fourth down. Carthage had 98 yards passing, but just 4 rushing for 102 overall. Bryce Lowe playing highly efficient, keeping it underneath for the most part. 11 of 16 for 98 yards. No touchdowns, but sacked 5 times. He has been running for his life. Bryce Frank, their leading rusher, 7 carries for 36 yards. Mark Hunter with 5 rushes for 11 yards. And Lowe with a minus of 43 coming on those 5 sacks. Gavin Betts leads them with 3 receptions for 39 yards. Gavin Westmoreland, Arjun Ismaili, and Mike Boyson, each with 1 catch in the first half. Eric Ankowitz has had a good day punting the football, averaging 45 yards each on his 4 punts. Austin Alexander leads them with 5 tackles. Britton Stanton, John Pettit, and Ramon Campos, each with 4 tackles for Carthage. As Illinois Wesleyan leads 14-0 here at halftime in the home opener for Illinois Wesleyan. Again, they'll be back home next week against WashU. Then on the road to Wheaton on the 12th, and back home against Milliken on the 19th. Each game a 1 o'clock kick from here on out after last week's night game. While Carthage has their homecoming next week as they welcome Elmhurst up to Kenosha, then on the road at WashU, and then Wheaton back at home on the 19th. Titans here with a 14-0 lead at the break. We'll take another 2-minute break, and we'll get set for the third quarter. We'll have another sideline update as well. Titans lead 14-0 over Carthage College. Back in a moment. This is Titan Football at 88.1 FM, WBSN, and IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Go behind the scenes of Titan Athletics with Titan Table Talk, hosted by Tommy Gilbert. With interviews from coaches as well as student athletes, get to know Titan Athletics like never before. A new episode with new guests is posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, SoundCloud, WESN, and IWSports.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
And back here at Tucci Stadium in Bloomington, Illinois Wesleyan with a 14-0 lead here over Carthage College as we get set for the second half here momentarily. Eric Stock here with Joel Swanson and Caden Darby back in our WBSN studios here in Bloomington, and also our IW Sports crew here as well with Stacy Agiola, Cody Buzzco, Ellie Moore, Nicole Duma, Lola Avila, Wesley Stomback, Kaylee Unruh, who we heard from earlier and will in a little bit, and Tyler Wilson running the controls upstairs here at the press box. And glad to have them along here. And, of course, this isn't all they do here at Illinois Wesleyan. Lots more coming up here in the coming week with volleyball over at Shirk Center on Wednesday night. Volleyball again against Milliken on Friday night, and lots of action here next Saturday with Wash U coming to Tucci at 1 o'clock. And we've got soccer on both sides against Carthage at 1 and 3:30 next Saturday afternoon. Before we kick it off for the second half, let's get back down to the sidelines and our sideline reporter, Kaylee Unruh. Kaylee?
Well, Eric, it's pretty windy down here, but that hasn't stopped the Titans from taking a strong lead in their second CCIW matchup. It's safe to say our Titans are blowing this away. Back to you, Eric.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Yeah, it has been a bit of a breeze. You wonder if that has had an impact on some of the passes that these two quarterbacks have had today. There was one earlier in the first quarter, I believe, that Bryce Lowe had thrown that was behind his intended target. And it feels like if you don't put enough zip on that pass, it could get away from you. It's not a dramatic wind necessarily, but it could potentially have an impact as these quarterbacks get adjusted to it. You know, it's interesting here, the home opener for the season. Usually we have at least a couple of games where we're sweating it out in the 80s or maybe even hotter than that. But it's been ideal fall weather here today. Mid-60s, cloudy, sun not a factor at all. Rain has not been a factor. Looks like we are able to avoid that here this afternoon. So we are very fortunate here for that as well as we get ready for the third quarter with a 14-0 advantage for Illinois Wesleyan over Carthage College. We'll take a quick break and get set for the third quarter. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan football on 88.1 WESN and IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them. Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
All right, we start the third quarter with Zach Youngie booming it deep. It's midway deep into the end zone, and Landon Ross will let it sail over his head, out of bounds for a touchback, as Carthage will take over to start the third quarter. 8 first downs in that first half, and they were able to move it methodically, more so in the second quarter than the first. Had a failed opportunity inside the 10, and just ran out of time at the end of the first half, so they may feel they have some offensive momentum going, but nothing to show for it yet. In fact, still scoreless for the season after back-to-back losses against two powerhouses in St. John's and North Central in weeks 1 and 2. And in a slugfest here this afternoon, down 14-0 as Illinois Wesleyan's defense goes to work. And Bryce Lowe goes under center, turns it hands off to Frank, up the middle to the 25, tripped up, and falls forward to the 29 for a gain of 4.
Yeah, kind of the same start we saw in the first half for Carthage, trying to establish the running attack, coming out of that halftime break. They got to feel like they are still very much in this contest here after being blown out the first couple of weeks of the season, only down 14-0, maybe dodged a couple bullets late in that first half. Could have been worse for the Firebirds, and now coming out with an opportunity to be able to get the football, possibly put their first score of the year on the board, and find themselves very much right in this football game in the third quarter.
Titans trying to keep that goose egg on the board on 2nd and 7, and Frank gets stonewalled from the right and planted line of scrimmage for no gain. I believe that was Pradle. No, John Gavin Beg your pardon?
And John Gavin is wearing number 35 today, coming from that linebacker position, able to fill that hole. Now a 3rd and 5 here coming up for the Firebirds, and a big play for them coming out of this locker room. They've got to get something going offensively here. We'll see if they can pick up this 3rd down now. It's Illinois Wesleyan's defense trying to get off the field, and they've been able to do that pretty consistently so far today.
Now Frank out of the backfield on 3rd and 5, pass underneath, and a nice effort extending the football past the line. But looks like he might have a first down. It'll depend on where his knee is marked. It looked like they gave him a good spot. Peter Orlandino, the senior from Naperville Central, with that extension to get the first down on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, just slipping the tight end out that time. Did a really nice job just being able to catch that football. Looked like that pass was a little bit wide, but the defender was right there. So the pass actually might have been right on the money to be able to avoid the defender. It was well covered by Illinois Wesleyan. But Orlandino just makes a play there on 3rd down to keep that drive alive.
2 backs on first down, play fake, quick hitter over the middle of the 45. That's a first down, a connection of 11 yards. As he hooks up with Betts once again, that's good for 11.
Slant to the inside, got inside the corner, right in front of the safety there. Really nice job, well thrown ball that time by Bryce Lone. Another first down here for Carthage, trying to string some first downs together. Really trying to find some consistency on the offensive end here to start the second half.
First down, 46-yard line. High formation once again for Lowe. As he turns, play fake. Lowe rolls to the left, throws off balanced, and a diving effort by the defensive back at the far sideline. Incomplete, as a Pradle was closest to that ball. Had an interception a couple of weeks ago and couldn't quite snag that one.
Yeah, Zach McNeese had a great first half for Illinois Wesleyan, picking up right where he left off in the first half, as he had tremendous pressure that time on Lowe. The quarterback had to unload that way before he wanted to. That ball well short of the intended receiver, but that's really number 49 coming from the right side of that defensive line, making the play there for the Titans.
2nd and 10, 46-yard line. Titans up 14-0 opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Play fake, it'll roll out to the right here for Lowe as he scampers to the near sideline, launches it downfield, broken up. That was Artis Benjamin getting a hand on it. On the ball intended for Jackson Westmoreland.
Well, that time they're rolling him out to the near side. There's a short route, medium route, and a route well down the field that time. There is a penalty flag, Eric, right at midfield, I do believe. We'll see what the call is here from the official, and we'll get back to what happened on that last play in just a second. An ineligible man downfield here against the Firebirds.
Ineligible man downfield. Number 72, offense. 5-yard penalty.
Now, the more that Bryce Lowe kind of hung onto that football, you got that short route, medium route, and the route farther down the field there. The more that happened, the more that those guys kind of started running together, bringing the defenders with them, and the window got tighter and tighter and tighter the longer that he held onto the football. And the reason why he threw that into really heavy traffic there on first down.
2nd and 15 from the 41. Ball at the far hash. Firebirds going left to right. Deep drop under pressure. Has to unload quickly. Dumps it off to Frank. Up the middle. Slides past to one defender. Gets down to the 49. As Frank Rohde making the stop. Owen Fabi was there. As Frank went down at the 49 for a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 7. Just short of midfield.
That was really the first time that we've seen Carthage try to set up that middle screen, and maybe a lot of those guys here in the booth offensively for Carthage seeing an aggressive Illinois Wesleyan defense. Let's throw a screen at them. Let's see if we can get them off balance a little bit, gain some big yards. At least got quite a few yards back from that penalty. So 3rd down at least reasonably manageable.
3rd and 7. Titans up 14-0. Deep drop for Lowe. Over the middle, and it's intercepted. Cole Pradle picks it off, has blocks. 45-40 down the sidelines, inside the 30, 25-20, 15-10. Staggers his way to the end zone. Not quite there. He'll be down inside the 5. Nearly got the pick 6. Not quite, but a big play on 3rd down. Pradle gets the INT and sets up the Titans deep in Carthage territory.
Yeah, he's looking for a man over the middle. Pradle, he read that from the very beginning. He jumps the route, takes off for the other end, and just about took it all the way back for a touchdown. He must have gone out of bounds at the 15-yard line, Eric. That's where they're marking the ball. It must have been on the sideline that time. Titans almost had a pick 6 last week against Elmhurst. They actually fumbled the ball out of the end zone on that particular play, and it gave Elmhurst the ball back. But much better fortunes here now as they set up the offense in a really good position in the red zone.
Up 14-0. Jahari Scott to the left of Smythe, and he gets the football up the gut for about 2 to the 13. Titans in the red zone twice in the first half, converted once. And it's going to be 2nd and 7. Out from the 12. 4 minutes gone by, third quarter.
Great opportunity for Illinois Wesleyan to really take a stranglehold on this game here this afternoon. Punch one in right here. Go up 3 scores against a team that has really struggled offensively. We'll see if the Titans can get the job done. Seems like they've been knocking on that door for that third score for quite a while.
Kent on the handoff. Pedals to the right and cuts back inside of the 10 near the 8. And he got tripped up from behind. Tanner Ludwig got a hand in on him. And just looking down to the 7.
Okay, just looking for a cutback lane. Did open up just a little bit, about a yard short of that first down. Plenty of options here now for the Titans, trying to find the end zone. We kind of saw them in this position before. A little play action. Tried to take a shot at the end zone in this situation. Didn't quite work out on that last drive, the last time they were down here. We'll see if they're a little bit more efficient with the football. Right now, I just try to pick up this first down, whatever you have to do.
Yeah, they had a 3rd and 1 before the 4th and 1 that failed. Here they have a 3rd and 1, nearly 5 minutes gone by in the quarter. Handoff, left side going to Kent. Has a hole, gets across the 5 and pulled down from behind. But tracked down nicely by Britton Stanton. Made his first start last week as a sophomore from Gilbert, Arizona. He kept Kent from Pater, but did not prevent the first down. It's a gain of 3.
Now the Titans again knocking on that door here. Last week, a lot of times near the goal line, it was Dermot Smythe who would keep the football and find the end zone for Illinois Wesleyan against Elmhurst. Let's see if that's an option here for the Titans now down near the goal line. A lot of times it just depends on what the defense does on that zone read, and we'll see if the quarterback can make a good decision.
2 receivers on the left now. Tight ends will shift right to left from the left hash. Titans looking to punch it into the west end zone. It is a quarterback keeper, a bobble for Smythe. He didn't quite keep it. Got it back and is down at the 4. Makes the best of a broken play as he lost a yard, but importantly, he keeps the football.
Yeah, just a little bit of hard time on that communication on that zone read as Smythe was trying to pull it. And that ball did pop loose. Fortunately, Carthage did not have a lot of penetration at the point of attack right there. And the Titans are able to hang on to the football here, but 2nd down and goal. And this is where the Titans have struggled a little bit offensively the last couple of series, being able to finish these things off with points.
2nd and goal at the 4, 14-zip Titans. 2 receivers on the left with the Dacey and Key. It's a draw, right side. Now cuts back to the left, and he's in. Touchdown, Illinois Wesleyan. Dermot Smythe, the scamper from 4 yards out. Has one throwing and now one rushing today as Illinois Wesleyan extends to a 20-0 lead.
Yeah, really nice cutback that time by Dermot Smythe. He saw that running lane, put that foot into the turf, cutting back very nicely, and finds the end zone. Illinois Wesleyan's got that 3rd score that they've been hunting for quite a while. Titans go up 20-0, trying to make it 21-0, and they've really taken control of this game here in the 3rd quarter.
Youngie on to attempt the extra point, and he knocks it through with Ryan Sachs to hold, and Youngie 3 for 3 today. They get the big interception from Cole Pradle, nearly took it the distance, but set them up in the red zone in 5 plays, and 15 yards later, the reigning CCIW Offensive Player of the Week gets his first score of the afternoon. And as you said, the Titans are starting to take control as they lead 21-0 against a team that's not been able to score.
Yeah, certainly Carthage has struggled on the offensive end. More of that here today as well. Got to give the Titans a lot of credit defensively. They've been very, very sound here so far in this contest. But that's a big 3rd score there for Illinois Wesleyan. One of those pivotal plays. The Titans are able to find that next score of the game, because if Carthage could have put a touchdown on the board here in the 3rd quarter, make it a 14-7 ball game, now all of a sudden you got yourself a game. Illinois Wesleyan does get that pivotal 3rd score to go up 21-0 and really feel like they've got control of the contest now.
Landon Ross, Isaac Saunders is back deep again from the near hash as Katie Youngie has the ball on the tee, runs into it. And an end-over-end kick that'll be taken just inside the numbers, the 8-yard line of the near side by Landon Ross. Gets across the 15 to the 20, and that's it. Taken down after a return of 12 yards on the play, and the Firebirds start exactly at the 20-yard line, down 21-0.
Well, the CCIW many weeks over the last couple years has become very predictable, but a lot of games in the league right now, very interesting. Milliken giving Augustana a tussle. Elmhurst has a lead over North Park. Carroll giving Wheaton some problems this afternoon. So, Eric, we've seen a lot of blowouts in the CCIW over the last couple years, but this week could be one of those weeks we see a lot of tight contests. The Titans right now taking care of business at Tucci Stadium.
You did not mention North Central, I noticed, in the scoring unpredictability. Understandably so.
Oh, North Central. They're on a different plane.
Now from the 20-yard line, low under center gives to Frank, and he finds no daylight on the right side of the line. Stacked up for nothing. Well, they did give up 2 points today.
They did, yep.
So something's wrong over there in Naperville. 8:13 to go in the third here. Titans up 21-0, and now a 2nd and 10 for the red and white.
And we were looking at the scores last week as the Titans were knocking off Elmhurst. There was a couple of night games, a lot of day games in the CCIW a week ago. And again, just the astronomical point differentials in some of the contests there, but some really good tight football being played across the conference. Titans are hoping this one's not going to be tight though here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's only fun when you're on one side of it. 2nd and 10 is low, pump fakes and throws it away as he may have had a mix-up with his receiver, Harry Wilson, the tight end from New Orleans, as he turned inside, ball thrown to the sideline. Now it's 3rd and 10, Carthage.
Yeah, the Carthage has found themselves in this position, and you're in an interesting spot here now if you're Carthage, because you're behind by 3 scores, and really to be able to move the ball effectively, you're going to have to mix in the run a little bit with the pass. You can't just abandon the run game here in the third quarter. It does put you in a tough spot. Let's see if the Titans can get it done again and get off the field here against a Carthage team that has really struggled offensively so far this season.
Titans rush 4, man in motion. Mike Boyson to the far side. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. Shot, tried to get back to it. Couldn't do it. Otherwise, he would have had a pick 6 himself. But he got the pass breakup on 3rd down. It gives them another stop of 3 and out for the Firebirds.
Yeah, I like the call there. It's 3rd and 10. You know, Carthage has to throw it. You're bringing the linebacker, putting pressure on the Firebirds, and Lowe just trying to unload that football. Shot gets a hand on it straight up in the air. It just took him a second, I think, to be able to figure out where the ball was at. Really couldn't make much of a play on it. As you mentioned, Eric, there was nobody between him and the goal line if he picks that one off. The Titans now getting the football back here at the 7:41 mark in the third quarter.
Ankowitz from his own 6-yard line gets a boot into it, and it's a high kick. Paliganis will step up. It'll bounce in front of him. He's been kicking it short for the most part today. At least short by his measurements.
Got a penalty flag.
And it bounces out of bounds as the flag comes down.
That came in really, really late there. Yeah, but it really worked out well for the Titans. Got a great bounce on it right there. It'll be good field position here in Carthage territory. We'll see what the flag is, as maybe this won't end up as good as we're expecting here for Illinois Wesleyan field position-wise. That boy really came in well after the play. I mean, the play was whistled down, and then the flag got dropped.
Punt only went about 23 yards after it bounced in the Titans' favor. That's a challenge when you kick it short. You got to get out of the way and give them a chance to catch the football. So 2 penalties against Carthage against their punt return defense, which you don't see very often.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. And Illinois Wesleyan trying to capitalize on more great field position. Last time it was a short field off of the interception. This time it's a short field off the penalty on the punt return. So let's see if the Titans can take advantage. Something Coach Ash talked about in the pregame. One of his keys was field position, and certainly has worked out here in the second half.
Play fake to Scott. Smythe rolls out with time, floats it over the middle. Has his man, the tight end, to the 25, near the 24. First down to gain of 11 on the reception to Joshua McMillan, the senior from Farmington Central. And a first down for Illinois Wesleyan.
At least there was a first down, and the penalty flag, I think, is going to bring this one back.
Indeed.
Yeah, somebody had the hold of the defensive end there on the left side for Carthage, and the Titans are going to pick up holding penalty. Pretty good call that time by the official. I was wondering if the flag was going to go down, and It certainly did. So this will back up Illinois Wesleyan. That field position not as good now, but still got plenty of downs to be able to make that up.
So 1st and 20 back at the 45 of Carthage. 21-0 Illinois Wesleyan midway through the third quarter. Two receivers on the left, on the near side of the field, one man to the right. Scott to the right of Smythe, who stands right at midfield. On the delay to Scott. Angles left, cuts back inside. And to get stacked up at the 42. And that's going to be a gain of 8. He got wrapped up by John Pettit, along with Britton Stanton. And it's a gain of about 7. It'll be still a 2nd and long after that holding penalty deep in the backfield.
Yeah, that really pushed the Titans back, and now try to climb back up that hill after the penalty. Let's see what Carthage does defensively. They got the 4 guys at the line of scrimmage. We'll see if they bring some pressure here against Dermot Smythe.
On 2nd and 18, short drop Smythe, guns it underneath, has Dacey, and he gets surrounded as soon as he caught the football. Jaleel Barnes on the stop after Dacey made the catch, the sophomore from Chicago Mount Carmel. 3rd and 11 now for Wesleyan.
Smythe unloaded that football rather quickly right there. And Carthage just trying to keep everything in front of them here. Still 3rd and behind the chains right now for the Titans. Might be in 4-down territory here if you're Illinois Wesleyan. If you get some yardage on 3rd down, would set you up with a reasonable distance on 4th down, kind of in that no man's land here. So we'll see what happens for the Titans, though, on this 3rd down play.
Titans are 3 for 7 on 3rd down today. Now 3rd and long as he floats the ball to the far side. Single coverage incomplete. They got tangled up, and Key was trying to separate himself, and now the flag.
Boy, Carthage really brought pressure that time. They brought the linebackers. They were coming after Dermot Smythe. Did a good job of getting that football off. It is man-to-man coverage back there on the backside for the Firebirds, and had to hold on to Miles Key. And this is going to be a significant penalty. So that's going to be a 1st down here now for Illinois Wesleyan. Keeps that drive alive. And again, Carthage is bringing pretty heavy pressure. When you do that, well, your corners are going to be on an island on the outside. It certainly happened to the Firebirds there. Nice job by Smythe, stepping up, taking one step, able to get rid of that football. Had heavy pressure right in his face, and nice job of getting that throw off. Not taking the sack there from Carthage, and able to now pick up that pass interference penalty and create a 1st down.
So instead of 4th down and long, it's going to be 1st down at the 21 after that penalty as Trey Moore goes in motion to the far side, sets up as the inside receiver. The give goes to Scott to the right side, surveys, turns up inside the 20 to the 15, and cut down near the 13. Gain of about 8, a little bit short of the 1st down.
Nice job finding that crease. That's what you're looking for. That's that stretch play to the outside. Just looking for that cutback lane. Was able to find it. Good job by the offensive line. Couple of pulling offensive linemen out there in front of Jahari Scott. Good job reading those blocks, cutting back against the grain, and picking up a nice gain there on 1st down. So 2nd and short, and we'll see if the Titans do what they did before, with a little play action, trying to go over the top here on 2nd down and short, and just taking a shot at the end zone.
Now from the 12 with just over 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff to Kent, inside the 10, turns it up to the 5 near the 4. And we saw some contact after, or just as the play drew to a close.
Yeah, I thought maybe the ball came loose there for just a second. Guys kind of diving back into the pile, but was not the case. Not exactly sure what provoked that at the end there, but Illinois Wesleyan does a nice job of stretching things to the outside. Danny Kent has really had a nice afternoon.
And a gain of 12 there. 1st and goal from the 4. Key lines up, single receiver to the right. Inside the numbers, Dacey at the numbers on the left from the left hash. It's a keeper. Smythe following his blocks, cuts left, gets to the 2 near the 1, and denied the goal line. Ran one in on the last series. Stopped here, though, at the 1. They'll have 2nd and goal, approaching 4 minutes to go in the 3rd. With the tackle there from Jaleel Barnes. along with Ramon Campos.
And again, this is where Smythe had a tendency to keep the football down near the goal line against Elmhurst in the last contest. We'll see if we see that once again. Danny Kent already has a touchdown rushing. Smythe has a touchdown rushing so far today, and those are the two guys we see in the backfield.
Two tight ends will shift to the far side on second and goal from the 1. It's to Kent, nearly collides with Smythe and backs his way in. Is he in? Yes. Touchdown, Illinois Wesleyan. Danny Kent with his second rushing score this afternoon.
Yeah, Kent now 8 carries, 83 yards on the afternoon. A couple touchdowns, 10.5 yards per carry. Had that big 60-yard run in the first half. He's had a really nice afternoon as Illinois Wesleyan continues to pile up the rushing yards here in the contest.
A drive that went 35 yards in 7 plays. They're really 50 yards after that holding penalty. Brought it back to midfield. A doink on the extra point, but it still goes through. That kind of day for Illinois Wesleyan as Katie Youngie knocks through the extra point. And the Titans now up 28-0 with 3:34 to go, third quarter.
Yeah, look at the rushing yards for the contest. Titans at 163. Carthage at 9 rushing yards here this afternoon. Titans 5.5 yards per carry. Carthage 0.5 yards per carry. That's the difference in the ball game. Illinois Wesleyan's been able to establish the running attack. Carthage has not been able to do that here so far today. 28-0. Now Illinois Wesleyan has the lead over the Firebirds, and they have taken control here now in this third quarter. 2 touchdowns in the first half, up 14-0 at half. Carthage had the ball coming out of the locker room, couldn't do anything with it. Illinois Wesleyan has found that consistency they were looking for on the offensive end. Back-to-back touchdown drives, and they really have taken control of this game now.
What's good to see as Kent gets his third rushing touchdown of the year is that they've got a 3-headed monster in that backfield with he and, of course, Smythe, the quarterback, and Jahari Scott, guys that can all do some damage. So now 28-0. Youngie kicks it short this time, and on the run, it's going to be taken by one of the up men at about the 15-yard line. And returned across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And that was Colin Durian, junior from Mattawan, Michigan. So one of the better field position starts for Carthage in a game that field position has been a huge factor in.
That's something Coach Esch talked about in the pregame, wanted to establish field position. They have gotten it done here so far today. Quick score update, 7:53 to go in the third. Carroll has now tied Wheaton 10-10 up in Waukesha, so we'll keep an eye on that score as Carroll is pushing Thunder this afternoon.
Low with the handoff to Frank, off left tackle, gets across the 40. Pulled down to the 41 for a pickup of 6. Zach McNeese making the tackle.
Yeah, Zach's had an outstanding game, but one of the few times that Carthage has actually been able to get some positive yardage there on first down, setting up a nice 2nd and 4. Augustana has taken the lead over Milliken, 7:24 to go in the third. Augie leads Milliken 16-13, but again, a team that was probably heavily favored Augustana, getting a tough test from the Big Blue down in Decatur today.
I formation from the 41, low with the play fake. Pocket closes in, throws it deep over the middle, up for grabs and a nice effort, but incomplete, broken up. Betsy intended receiver. The ball hit the turf. It's an incomplete pass.
Now they're talking it over that time on the sideline. They got 3 officials talking it over. I don't know how they could call that a completion and a fumble right there. Yeah, but incomplete pass there. Good call by the officials. Going to bring up third down now here for Carthage, as we haven't seen much of a vertical passing threat from the Firebirds so far in this game. Really one of the few times they've really gone downfield to try to stretch this defense a little bit for Illinois Wesleyan. But 3rd and 5 now coming up for the Firebirds, and third down has been a struggle all season for them. We'll see if they can convert this one to keep this drive alive. I know that Illinois Wesleyan defense would love to preserve this shutout. Still have over a quarter left in this game, but right now 28-0. The Titans have the lead, and the defense trying to get off the field.
2:37 to go, third quarter. Man goes in motion to the far side. Now cuts back to the near side. Inside to give. And Frank dashes through for a first down. Gets across the 50 to the 48. of Carthage before Pregame made the stop of Illinois Wesleyan, that is. It's a gain of 11 on third down.
Yeah, you got to like the call, the delayed draw right there. Illinois Wesleyan's been really aggressive up front. You got to think those defensive linemen were just hungry to get after the quarterback right there. Nice delayed handoff, push those guys up the field, get right in behind them, and a nice play call that time for the Firebirds to be able to pick up that first down.
48-yard line now in Titan territory. 2 minutes to go third quarter. Handoff on the near side, and once again it goes to Frank, and he gets hit at the line of scrimmage by Frank Rohde and drove him down to the turf at the 45. Just 1 yard. Actually, no gain at all at the 46. Actually, no, beg your pardon, that is a gain of 2 to the 46.
Yeah, Rohde's linebacker, he's coming up from that linebacker position, but nice job by McNeese, kind of gobbles up that block from that offensive lineman there, giving Rohde enough room to be able to come up and step up and make that play right there. So we've seen Carthage sticking with the ground game as much as they possibly can here in this third quarter, down by 4 scores.
2nd and 8 from the 46. The draw again to Frank, lowers the shoulder. Got a flag here at the 45 just as Frank went down. Looked like it was a helmet to shoulder hit that put him down to the 45-yard line.
Now we'll see what the call is from the official. Came from the linesman here on the near side.
McNeese and Pregame in on the stop as our video viewers can
this one's going to be against Carthage here, Eric. They were talking to Coach Ash, and he's saying push him back. So maybe a hold here on the near side. Maybe the wide receiver there holding the corner.
Holding offense, number 72.
That's on the offensive line. I was thrown by the linesman here on the near side. I thought that's maybe they got the wide receiver. It was actually one of the offensive linemen that got called for holding there for the Firebirds.
So that will take it back into Carthage territory at the 44-yard line for a 2nd and 18. Just over a minute to go, third quarter. Wesleyan up 28-0. As low play fakes, rolls near side, dumps it off to the tight end, and he's got it at the 50, and he got drilled at the 45 of Carthage. A big-time hit from Nathan Frank, sophomore defensive back from Hoffman Estates, as he brought down Colin Dorian after a pickup of about 10, now to the 46.
And it took him right off his feet that time. Quick update at Elmhurst on their homecoming. The Blue Jays lead North Park 28-7, 6:29 to go third quarter. So Wesleyan really took it to Elmhurst last week, but Coach Mike Murray looking to pick up his first win of the season after a couple of wins for the Blue Jays last year, but 28-7, Elmhurst has the lead.
At the 46 on 3rd and 8, and it looked like he was about to take off, and perhaps he heard some footsteps, and Owen Faby was there to wrap him up in the backfield for a loss of 5.
Yeah, the 6'4 senior from Lincoln Way East, the former Griffin, gets a sack right there. Zach McNeese was coming hard from the right side again, and Owen Faby coming right up the middle there gets the sack. 4th down now coming up here for the Firebirds, and a decision to be made. I think they're going to take this one into the quarter, and Eric, exactly what the Titans wanted in the third. 2 scores on the board in quarter number 3.
We head to the 4th when we come back. Titans 28, Firebirds nothing. Back in a moment on 88.1 FM WBSN. Fourth quarter here from Tucci Stadium in Bloomington. Eric Stock with Joel Swanson. Titans home opener up 28-0 on 4th and 14. They are going to punt it. too high risk here. And down 28-0, they'll give it away here to Illinois Wesleyan. Ankowitz off a high snap and gets it away. A high kick. Paliganis backpedaling this time and calls for the fair catch. Had a couple come up a little short, so tried to anticipate that this time, especially inside the 20, but actually went over his head on this one, and he makes the fair catch at the 8-yard line.
About last week going up to Elmhurst. Boy, the Elmhurst game, Carthage game, really must-wins for the Titans if they wanted to get where they wanted to be by the end of the season. And really took care of business last week against Elmhurst, well on their way to taking care of business against Carthage here this afternoon, trying to get off to a 2-0 start in the CCIW, with WashU coming up for homecoming next weekend. So Illinois Wesleyan 1 quarter away.
Play fake to Mel Woodson over the middle, pass a little high, incomplete, looking for Key over the middle at the 25, and just off his extended right fingertip.
Yeah, just trying to get it over the linebacker that time. I think you just have to get that ball up a little higher than Key's able to go up and catch the football right there, as he was able to get right down the middle of the field. But again, that football has to be thrown right over the top of the linebacker, trying to hit Key in stride. There are a lot of players in a small window right there for Dermot Smythe. Still a pretty good throw. Key able to get a hand on it, just not able to hold on that time. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Smythe, 7 of 14 passing for 109 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 1 rushing score as well. Here he gives to Woodson. Woodson looking for a hole on the left side and gets across the 10 to about the 11. Short gain of 3 and brings up 3rd and 7 for the Titans.
Hey, look at the rushing numbers through 3 quarters. Illinois Wesleyan 163 yards on the ground. Carthage just 26. Titans 5.5 yards per carry so far today. Really nice job. Back-to-back weeks went for 316 on the ground last week against Elmhurst. 166 today on the ground, and still a whole quarter left to play.
3rd and 7 now from the 11. As they go left to right here in their home green and white, rolling out Smythe to the near side from just across his goal line, makes the connection over the middle with a 22, caught by Miles Key and pedals to the near sideline out of bounds. Keanu Brew making the stop. That is a gain of 9 and a 1st down for the Titans.
Yeah, Jack Friedwald that time is just kind of running a fly pattern right down the near side here. They drag Miles Key all the way across the field. He's able to come open with really the safety in the corner here on the near side, run off down the field. He finds himself open. Nice job, and a good throw on the run that time by Dermot Smythe to pick up that 1st down.
Now from the 20, play fake. Smythe will roll out to the left, and he gets drilled as he unloads and launches it to the far sideline, incomplete. Smythe took quite a hit as he unloaded the ball out of bounds.
Well, that time I think he turned around, and boy, big Jordan Hughes was right there, the junior. And that's not what you want to see. Hopefully, if you run that little play fake, you get that defensive end down inside. But Jordan Hughes was not fooled by that at all on that backside there, as he was right in Smythe's face. Good job by the quarterback just to be able to get that off, make sure it doesn't get picked in your own end, and then fight on another down.
Trey Moore goes in motion as a fake to Woodson and a keeper for Smythe.
There you go, get out of bounds.
After just a gain of 2. Actually, that was a Jari Scott in the backfield off the fake, and a gain of 2 for the QB Smythe, and a 3rd down and 8 coming up for Illinois Wesleyan, up 28-0 early in the 4th.
Yeah, we'll see if they end up running Smythe a little bit less here in the 4th quarter, already up by 4 scores, and want to make sure he's feeling good for next week with a big one against the Bears. With WashU coming in, they were trailing big to North Central in the 2nd half, and that's tough going up to Naperville, but they'll be coming in next week.
3rd and 8 at the 22. 2 receivers on the right and 1 on the left. Short drop. Smythe looking it as a draw, so they are indeed going to run, and he got lassoed at the 24. Looked like they got him up around the shoulders. Perhaps not a called draw there for Smythe, but tried to run for the 1st down and comes up well short. And the Titans do improve their field position, but will have to give it away.
12:24 to go here in the 4th quarter. Titans up by 4 scores. I think for Carthage, just trying to get something on the scoreboard before the day is done. 63-0 last week to North Central, 49-0 to St. John's in the opener. Like to see a score on the board just to lift that team morale going back to Kenosha. It's an awfully big hill to climb right now to try to catch the Titans today.
And we've got their homecoming game against Elmhurst next week. As we see the punt by Owens, just his second kick of the day, and it will roll out of bounds on the far side at about the 42, I believe.
Yeah,
40 they call that. 37-yard punt.
Coming into today, North Park taking on Elmhurst. North Park had a chance to get to 2-0 in the conference, but trailing by 3 scores right now in the second half. And that's a significant improvement for the Blue Jays over what they saw against the Titans last week. And you know, you just never know early in the season how things are going to gel for different teams. But Illinois Wesleyan now back-to-back weeks, looking sharp, looking good. Now the defense trying to finish it off here. It looks like got a couple of new players on the field right now here for Illinois Wesleyan, especially on that defensive line.
Bryce Lowe goes under center on first down from the 40. Lowe out of the pocket with a quick hitter to the near side. A good trip up. A tackle with the 45-yard line. That was Frank Rohde on the reception by Argent Ismaili. That's a gain of 4. Brings up second down and 6. 28-0, early fourth quarter. Illinois Wesleyan with the lead here on their home opening Saturday.
Yeah, we're seeing Alexander Jackson out there on the defensive line there. We saw him earlier for Illinois Wesleyan. A couple other new players. We'll try to get those names and numbers to you here in just a moment.
Marshawn Griffin, one defensive end spot on the near side, and second and 6 at the 44. Low with the play fake. Good block by Hunter. Ball floated over the middle, underthrown, and up for grabs. Incomplete. Capecci went for the ball, as did Ismaili. And it looks like that's where the flag comes from. Is that going to be pass interference?
Yeah, would that be offensive pass interference? Because he's just kind of sitting there waiting for the football.
I wasn't sure.
That would be defense. Now, it's going to be a holding call on somebody here, but boy, this would be a tough one against the Titans. That's pass interference.
Yeah, Titans up in arms over that one. On a ball that was underthrown, and Capecci went for it.
Hey, he's just kind of waiting for the football as well, so just not sure exactly where that call was.
Well, that's going to be a first down for Carthage.
And Coach Esch not real pleased with the call, getting a bit of an explanation now from the official. There's a couple people here in the stands that don't quite agree with that call either.
Along with Coach Matt Williamson, the defensive coordinator, trying to get an explanation as well. His defense trying to keep that goose egg on the board at 28-0 here early in the fourth quarter. 2 receivers on the right and 1 to the left as Lowe now goes to the shotgun, 5 yards deep. Hunter to his left. Man in motion on the far side. Lowe flips it underneath, caught at the 35 and all kinds of room. Angles to the near sideline, inside the 15 to the 10, 5. He is in. Touchdown, Carthage.
Penalty
Quan Redding.
48.
He was extraordinarily open. And so that is indeed coming back. So the Titans get a tough penalty against them, and now Carthage gets what would have been their first touchdown of the season taken off the board.
Yeah, I think the coaching staff for Illinois Wesleyan not real happy on the sideline as well. Looked like a block in the back as it was coming down the field. So it all sorts out. I guess in the end it all works itself out as Carthage is moving backwards and still 28-0 on the scoreboard.
So that will now take that back into Carthage territory at the 49 with 11:02 remaining. It's first down and 20. Low snap, Low picks it up off the turf, flips it behind his man Hunter, and 2 men sandwich him right at the 50. Looked like it was Rohde along with Gavin, just 1 yard on the completion.
Yeah, nice job again by that linebacking core, rallying up rather quickly to be able to take that away. Wesleyan's been quick to the football all day. And Now Carthage, we'll see if they're going to start taking some shots down the field here now. 10.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. And a second down and long. And we'll see if that Titan defensive line here can really get after the quarterback.
Just a hair past the 50, second and 18 now for Carthage, back in plus territory at the Wesleyan 49-yard line. Lowe gets the football, hauls it in, and throws it deep over the middle, incomplete. Well short, Artis Benjamin in coverage.
They got 97 Nathan Schmidt now in there on that defensive line there for Illinois Wesleyan. So again, rotating some new guys in on that defensive front, but they've been really getting after it really nicely. Some of those guys doing a nice job putting pressure on the quarterback here.
So 3rd and 18 from the 49. 10-17 remaining, 28-0 Illinois Wesleyan on their home opener, looking for their second straight win to start conference play.
And Carthage still looking for that first score of the season here.
They get the playoff just in time as Lowe rolls out to the near side, throws across his body, a tough one. He overshot his man and nearly had a pick. Jackson Moore, the junior from Wheaton North, was the defender closest to it.
And it looks like the Firebirds are going to have the punt now here on 4th and long, so another stop for the Illinois Wesleyan defense. It has been another frustrating afternoon for the Carthage offense, and it really stems with just the inability to be able to run the football. 26 rushing yards now here with about 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Just have not been able to get anything going on the ground here so far in this contest.
And just 159 yards in total offense on the day. Had some movement in the second quarter, but that has really been it. Ankowitz off a high snap and gets it away. A short kick. Polygonis will have it drop about 5 yards in front of him, and it will take a nice Carthage bounce, and it will be down inside the 5. Looks like they got it down to the 1 on the market, actually at the 4, as that punt goes 45 yards with no return, and 10:02 remaining here in the fourth. Titans up 28-0 with their offense back out on the field.
Now we do see Dermot Smythe again coming back out on the field. I didn't know if we would see a new quarterback up by 4 scores, but I think it's a situation where you really like to have this one completely in hand. Still at 28-0. Something goes wrong down here. You get a turnover. You just don't want to let Carthage have any hope of getting back in the contest here down the stretch.
Actually, it's at the 3 where they mark it as the Titans go left to right from the far hash after the punt. Now they're going to keep it on the ground here to Kent, and he'll slip one tackle, swinging out to the 10 after a gain of 7, then gets stood up there at the far numbers. Gain of 7.
Now, you had mentioned, boy, the Titans have a lot of options back there right now in that tailback spot. We see Jahari Scott doing a nice job, and Danny Kent has really come on today to do a nice job in that backfield for Illinois Wesleyan, as the Titans offensively have been able to spread around that rushing attack. Kent close to 100 yards now on the day, 9 carries for 90. Jahari Scott's got 10 carries for 46. Smythe, the leading ball carrier, with attempts at 12 for 34.
It's Kent again on the left and tries to turn it in to get to the sticks. Near the 13, he's close. And that is enough to move the chains.
And right now, you just keep it on the ground as much as you possibly can and just watch that clock tick away. That's what you want to be able to do here in this situation. The Titans in total control of the contest. And boy, Danny Kent has had an afternoon. I'd like to see him get to that 100-yard mark here before the day is done, because he certainly has run the ball well. Had that big 60-yard run in the first half that really set up the Titans with great field position.
So after a gain of 3, first down as Miles Key goes into motion on the jet sweep, gets the handoff across the 15 and ushered out of bounds near the 17. After a gain of 4 for Key getting the rare carry.
Yeah, they're going to keep that clock moving, though, so that's good news for the Titans right there. They love to take as much time off this clock as they possibly can here in the fourth quarter. This is something you're going to have to be able to do with fourth quarter leads. Obviously a comfortable one today, but different scenarios sometimes where it's not as comfortable. You'd love to be able to run the football down the stretch of football games, be able to just burn that clock out.
Elledge goes into motion to the near side on second down, play fake. Now Elledge out in the flat, out of the 20 to the 25. 2 defenders bring him down at the 26-yard line. Britton Stanton and Jalik Barnes combined on the stop, but it is another Illinois Wesleyan first down.
Things were uncomfortable for Wheaton in the third quarter, but they have scored a couple touchdowns against Carroll. They lead the Pios 22-10, 12:20 to go, fourth quarter up in Waukesha. So it looks like Wheaton has created some distance in that contest.
North Central has gone final over WashU, 49-9. Bears will be coming off their first loss when they come to Bloomington next week. Now from the 27, it's Kent with the cutback across the 30 to the 35 and pulled down from behind at the 37-yard line, just short of the first down. Jeremy Rowlett, sophomore from Shepherd High School. That's going to be another first down, in fact, a gain of 10.
Yeah, that's going to be over 100 yards now for Danny Kent today, so good for him going over that 100-yard mark. Augustana leads Milliken 17-13, 13:53 to go in the fourth quarter. So Milliken is right there early in the fourth. That would be a monumental upset if Milliken was able to figure out a way to win down in Decatur today.
Trey Moore goes in motion from the 37 to play fake it, roll out there for Smythe, rolling out to his left, hit as he throws, and it's off at the fingertips of Moore on the far sideline, incomplete, just as Smythe got drilled in the backfield.
Yeah, nice pressure that time coming off the edge there for Carthage. Smythe took a pretty good hit, and he got 6:37 to go, and this might be Smythe's last drive here of the game, depending on what happens here, as he has really had a nice couple of weeks here for the Titans, leading that offensive attack. Started off with a really nice game against Elmhurst last week and following up with an impressive performance again here against Carthage.
9 of 19 throwing the football here today. 1 touchdown passing, 1 rushing as he gives the ball to Kent, and he gets stonewalled at the line of scrimmage and then driven back by Michael Sneed, a junior from Lincoln Way West, and brings up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Sneed at 6'5", 250, able to get in on that particular play. So Titans have done a really nice job today of putting themselves in third down in manageable situations. This one a little bit longer here for Illinois Wesleyan. We'll see if they can dial up something to pick up a first down. But more importantly, just want to keep that clock moving. We're going to move under 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. So let's see if they can keep the drive alive, but most importantly, keep that clock moving towards 0-0-0.
It's the 8th play of the drive, and it's now blown dead. A snap or a timeout called before the snap. Coach S takes one here for Illinois Wesleyan with a 5:50 to go in the fourth as they try to get that first down to keep this drive alive and keep the clock moving up by 28.
Yeah, and right now I just think there was something they didn't like, maybe formationally. They thought the play clock was running down on him here. Wanted to keep them in a good spot on third down. And one of the nice things about having a lead of 4 scores, you can burn timeouts in these particular types of situations. So let's see if the Titans can get a conversion. On the other side for Carthage, we just love to get off the field, get your offensive football back, and find some points just for team morale coming up as they can't find the scoreboard here in the fourth quarter. Boy, starting off the first 3 games, putting 3 goose eggs up on the scoreboard, that's awfully tough, difficult to overcome. So trying to avoid that here, trying to get the ball back for their offense here in quarter number 4.
The last time Illinois Wesleyan pitched a shutout was against these Firebirds back in 2022. It was a 55-0 game here at Tucci Stadium. On third down and 10, Smythe drilled as he unloads to the near side. And it was Jalik Barnes draping the receiver, Jack Friedewald, and Smythe never had a chance.
Yeah, they put heavy pressure on the quarterback that time. He did a really good job getting that football off. Friedewald was trying to come back for it. There was contact at the end of the play, trying to fight back towards the football. At least he gave his wide receiver a chance to be able to make a play right there with heavy pressure right in the sophomore's face.
So 4th and 10 from the 37-yard line. And it's Owen Owens back at his own 23-yard line to accept the snap. And it's a short kick, fair catch taken by Landon Ross at the 34 as the punt goes 29 yards. And a 28-0 lead, Carthage trailing and with the football as we check in once again with our sideline reporter, Kaylee Unruh. Kaylee?
The Titans are 5.5 minutes away from their second CCIW win this season. Next week, they are looking forward to playing Wash U here at Tucci for homecoming weekend. Wash U played against number 1 North Central today in a blowout loss 49-49.
All right, thank you, Kaylee. As we return to action, ball bobbled to the near side by Jackson Westmoreland. I did get a defender, Curtis Benjamin, bearing down on him, even had he held on to the ball.
Footsteps coming that time. Couldn't quite hang on to the football. Bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Firebirds.
So 2nd down with 5:35 to go. Now line up 2 receivers on the left and 1 on the right. Carthage going right to left. Low from the shotgun. Posts the ball to the far side. Up for grabs, and it's intercepted. Jimmy Capecci got the pick. He's got the 30, 25, 20. And just short of the 20-yard line on the pick. The Titans' second takeaway of the afternoon. Pradle had a win earlier. And now Capecci, the senior from SHG in Springfield, gets the INT.
Yeah, just kind of sat back there, and ball came right to him. Knew exactly what to do with it. Nice return all the way deep inside of Carthage territory. And now Illinois Wesleyan with a chance to put some more points on the board. And Dermot Smythe is back out there, Eric. And I'm real surprised by that. The Titans with a 4-score lead here now with 5:23 to go in the contest.
They've been keeping it mostly on the ground here of late, and they have an opportunity here to punch it in one more time. From the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Scott in the backfield to his right, and they're going to run a reverse to about the 15.
You got a couple of penalty flags on the field.
Several flags down.
If he got his hand up in the face mask of the defender right there, we'll see what the call is from the official.
So the Titans bringing out some trickery here late in the game, which you often see after a big play, a turnover like the Titans just had.
Offense, number 6.
So a hold against Illinois Wesleyan.
Well, must have been the wide receiver on the outside that's going to pick up the hold right there. And you do ask your wide receivers to sustain those blocks for a really long time on plays like that reverse. And so that's what happened right there. 9:11 to go, 4th quarter. Milliken has taken the lead in Decatur over Augustana. So we're going to keep our eyes on that one as the Big Blue have the lead right now over the Vikings as Augustana trying to avoid the upset on the road.
2nd and 20. It's a draw here for Smythe to the near side. He gets inside the 20 and pushed out of bounds near the 15 for a gain of about 8. Now we're inside of 5 minutes in the half.
Yeah, unfortunately,
the clock will stop.
He did go out of bounds right there, and I do believe they are going to wind the clock now. Yes, they will. So take some more time off the clock right here. Titans looking for their 5th score of the afternoon. 14-0 at halftime. 2 third-quarter scores that really blew this thing open for Illinois Wesleyan here in the second half, and neither team has been able to dent the scoreboard in the 4th quarter. Titans have had the better opportunities.
2nd and 10 to the 18. Titans in the red zone once again. Flips the ball to the near side for Scott, slipping one tackle as he spun out of it and got knocked out of bounds near the 15 after a gain of 3. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
We'll see if the Titans just keep the ball on the ground right here. A lot of different play calls and formations now as they've been in the red zone here off of Jimmy Capecci bringing back that interception return. In a great field position here. We'll see if they just do a little ground and pound between the tackles. Right now it's just taking time off the clock. That's the key for the Titans. 3:54 to go in the contest and already up by 4 scores.
Play clock down to 4, 3, 2, and they just do get it off on 3rd down. It's a draw for Smythe, and he can't escape. He was able to turn it upfield for just a yard before he got wrapped up by Michael Sneed. that looks scripted for Smythe, and he cannot get away from big number 99, the 6'5", 250-pound defensive lineman, and it brings up 4th and 6 with just over 3 minutes to go.
And I think Illinois Wesleyan is going to take a timeout here, so they're going to talk things over. So as I mentioned, the big news in the CCIW right now, Milliken 20, Augustana 17. That is a fourth quarter score. And the last score we had up in Elmhurst led North Park 28-14. So lead right now for the Blue Jays. 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in that one. And if I had to pick, the outcome would be either one of those contests before the day started, Eric. I probably would not have Milliken and Elmhurst winning. So seeing maybe a couple of surprises in the CCIW, good to see.
Yeah, still early enough in the year where you don't really have an idea where everyone's going to be by the end of the year. And we've had some reshuffling here in the last few years. And Coach Mike Murray taking over the program last year and got them a couple of wins. Looking to get their first here today, and they're going to be the homecoming opponent for Carthage next Saturday. And that will indeed be an interesting matchup between two teams trying to find their footing early in the season. 4th and 6 now for the Titans from the 14. Scott to the right of Smythe. Single receiver Capek at the numbers on the near side. Keegan Friedewald on the left. Pass thrown to the near side. Open is his man. He's got a touchdown. Illinois Wesleyan. Marcus Marshall, the senior from Florissant, Missouri, on the 4th down completion. And the second TD toss of the afternoon. Here for the reigning CCIW Offensive Player of the Week. He probably won't repeat that this week, but he's had a very good afternoon once again.
Yeah, nice job that time off the play action. Marcus Marshall is the tight end, 6 foot 220, able to haul that one in for an Illinois Wesleyan touchdown. And the Titans extend that lead to 34-0 now, trying to tack on the extra point.
Brian Sachs to hold. Caden Youngie sends it through once again. He's had a perfect 5-for-5 day. Now 13 for 14 on the year in extra points, and it's good to see those PATs. That means you're putting up 6 ahead of it. And the Titans have had a lot of success here in the last 2 games with an offense that struggled for the most part of the first game, but they put up 90 in their first 2 conference outings.
Yeah, they have done a nice job offensively here the last couple of weeks. Saw them get off to a really tough start against Central over in Pella, Iowa, digging themselves a 21-0 hole right off the bat. Did fight their way back into that contest in the third quarter, but I think Central just kind of wore them out as that second half went along. Much better, got off to a great start against Elmhurst last week, up 21-0 right off the bat, and really cruised from there. And today against Carthage, nice job getting off to a nice start, 7-0 on the first drive, extended to 14-0 at half. A couple of really nice scores in that third quarter to take control of the contest, and then they tack another one on here in the fourth quarter for a 35-0 lead. Now trying to keep Carthage off the scoreboard, and I really think for the Firebirds still an important drive coming up. Well, you just don't want to go your first 3 games without putting any points on the board. Let's see if the Firebirds can get the job done here.
Trying to get some momentum going into their homecoming game next week as Landon Ross takes it to the goal line, gets across the 15 to the 20, and tripped up just short of the 25-yard line. Yeah, we didn't know how good Carthage would be coming into this one because, as you said, they played 2 powerhouse programs in St. John's and North Central in the first 2 games. Like 300 teams in the country would be 0-2 after that schedule to start the season, so we didn't really know, and I'm sure they had all eyes on this one to show that those 2 games were just sort of a blip on their schedule, and it was only going to be uphill from there, that they were going to have an opportunity to show that they can be a lot more competitive than that, and they were for about a half, and the offense still continues to find any rhythm.
Yeah, they just have not been able to move the football much here against this Illinois Wesleyan defense.
Pass to the fly to the near side for a short gain and a pancake tackle on the catch by Peter Orlandino. New quarterback in there, Cole Gillette, freshman from Grays Lake Central. That pass complete for just 2 yards.
Yeah, Carthage going to try to find some tempo here right now in this fourth quarter. The clock all the way down to 2.5 to go in the contest.
Gillette on second down, looking to throw once again, dumps it over the middle for Orlandino and a pass a little wide. Again, we mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, going back 4 years ago when Lowe was a freshman, and he wowed us back in 2021 up in Kenosha. They put 62 on the board, and it's just remarkable. I think we talked about this 2 years ago, because after that 62-point game, they come here and get shut out.
Yep.
They scored 7 in their matchup last year, and a goose egg once again, and now that was it in Kenosha last year, but just
one of those days.
7 points in the last 3 outings against the Firebirds. Now under pressure, Gillette is going to tuck it away and run, sliding to the 32 as Frank Rohde met him there, short of the first down after an advance of about 6. And now a 4th down coming up with just over 2 minutes to go.
Now the Bears come to town next week, 49-9. They lost to North Central today. That was a 14-2 game at half. 28-2 after 3, and North Central just kind of blew things open in the second half, as the Cardinals generally do. But really, for Illinois Wesleyan, and the Titans are going to be sitting at 2-1 going into the homecoming game next week, and you could probably say a measuring stick game for Illinois Wesleyan about where they are in the CCIW. It's obviously North Central's probably a step or two ahead of everybody else in the conference, as they've been over the last couple of years. But Wash U has been a team Illinois Wesleyan has not been able to beat the last few years, and again, if the Titans want to get where they want to be by the end of the season, that'll be a measuring stick game for homecoming next week. Really looking forward to that contest. But I mentioned this at the beginning of the broadcast when we went up to Elmhurst last week. These 2 games against Carthage or Elmhurst were absolutely must-wins for the Titans. They had to have both of these, and they got the job done, and they've really done it in convincing fashion as well.
Yeah, 55-7 last week, and now 35-0 here with 2 minutes to go, and a 4th and 4 coming up for the Firebirds. And their first-year coach, Matt Pepino. But he knew he would have an uphill battle. This is a program that has not had a winning season since 2017, but they've had some good years in their past, and it's another indication of just how difficult this league is to kind of penetrate and get into the upper half. And certainly you can't measure that after the first couple of weeks. It's probably going to take multiple years to do. We've seen North Park try it. We've seen Elmhurst try it. And it's certainly not a straight line. As Paliganis runs to the ball, makes a fair catch at the 31 just as flags come in after a 38-yard boot.
And arrogant somewhat is really a testament to how impressive it's been what Carroll's been able to do the last couple of years. Be able to really move up from the bottom of the conference, not really competitive the first couple of years, and then really build it into something that's extremely competitive and able to get into that, try to get into that top half.
And I think it was important for them, as they were fairly new to the conference, coming from the Midwest Conference, so they did not have that legacy of being at the bottom of the league. They really struggled for a couple of years, but I think they could explain that away. Hey, we're in a new league, we're recruiting new regions, we're still figuring some things out, but after a while, if you have a decade of struggles, it becomes harder to do, harder to overcome.
It certainly does, and it will be a task, but we talked about the facilities Carthage has, the geographic location right between Milwaukee and Chicago. So we'll see if Matt Pepino can really get things turned around for the Thunderbirds after 3 straight 3-7 seasons and an 0-3 start this year.
Malik Gray got the carry, the sophomore from Immaculate Conception, for a gain of 2 with 1:33 to go in the game.
Titans will burn the clock out. We do see Joseph Brummer in there now, the 6'1 sophomore from Decatur St. Teresa. Had a couple series. We also saw Chase Mackey last week against Elmhurst as well, so Coach Esch was able to get all 3 quarterbacks in there. Chase right now standing right next to Coach Esch on the sideline. Probably not going to see him today.
That's Gray once again in the second down handoff and looks for a seam on the right before he gets roped down by Matthew Burnett, a junior from Racine, Wisconsin. Now with a minute to go and a 3rd down for Illinois Wesleyan. They may have to get a first down here to run out the rest of the clock.
And Torian James Jr. in that wide receiver. He's just a freshman out there for Illinois Wesleyan from Lake Forest. So a number of new guys on the field. We'll try to get those names and numbers to you here before this one wraps up this afternoon.
Actually, this looks like this will be the final play if the two teams make it so. Now a 3rd down and 8 from the 33. It's Gray once again on the carry. Grinds it up the middle across the 35 to the 37 for a gain of 4. As that takes us down to 20 seconds, it looks like that will do it, as the Titans will line it up at midfield and celebrate an impressive performance today. Dominant on all 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. They win it 35-0 here on their home opener, a day in which they dedicate a new scoreboard. They light it up here this afternoon.
Had 206 rushing yards for the Titans today, just under 5 yards per carry. That's the recipe for success for Illinois Wesleyan. 316 in a second week win over Elmhurst. 3rd game of the season, 206 on the ground in a win over Carthage, and we'll see if they can keep it going next week against WashU.
So Illinois Wesleyan goes to 2-0 in CCIW play and 2-1 overall. Carthage drops to 0-3 at 0-2 in the CCIW, as we'll stick around here for the singing of the Titan fight song. And we'll hear from Coach Normesh in just a little bit, we hope, so stick around for that. And also our player guest, we plan to talk with Zach McNeese, who had a terrific game on the defensive side of the ball to help anchor a unit that kept Carthage out of scoring position for most of the day. They really only had one legitimate scoring chance. They got inside the 10 before they gave it up on downs in the second quarter. But it was still a close one at 14-0. But the Titans were able to take control of this one in the second half. And Illinois Wesleyan enjoys a decisive victory as they line it up to sing it in front of the home fans here. A celebratory crowd here at Tucci.
And as always, we thank you for your support throughout the season and the evening.
Crowd enjoyed that one. Titans get the victory 35-0. Our post game comes up in just a moment. We'll take this time out. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan football on 88.1 FM WES.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Welcome back to Tucci Stadium in Bloomington. Eric Stock with Joel Swanson. as Illinois Wesleyan wins it convincingly here today, 35-0 the final over Carthage College, as they stay perfect in CCIW play, winning their home opener and getting ready for homecoming next weekend as WashU comes to town for a 1 o'clock kick, and will be on the air same time tomorrow, next Saturday afternoon rather, at 12:40. As we look at the final numbers in this one, Illinois Wesleyan picked up 350 yards in total offense, a more than 2-1 margin over Carthage. They had a $166 and could never establish much of a ground game. Titans had 16 first downs to 12 for the Firebirds. Titans had 206 on the ground compared to just 32 rushing for Carthage. Titans had 144 through the air to 134 for the Firebirds. Danny Kent picked up 100 yards on the ground today on 12 carries, 2 touchdowns, had a big 60-yard burst that helped set up their second score in the second quarter. Jahari Scott, 10 carries, 46 yards. Dermot Smythe ran 14 times for 39 yards, had 1 touchdown. Mel Woodson ran the ball 2 times for 7 yards. Smythe through the air, 11 of 21, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT, threw for 144 yards. Colin Elledge, top receiver, 5 catches, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Jahari Scott, 3 catches for 35. Miles Key caught 3 for 30. Marcus Marshall had 1 catch for 14 yards and that final Illinois Wesleyan touchdown. Frank Rohde led them defensively with 11 tackles, including 8 unassisted, 1 tackle for loss. Cole Pregame had 7 tackles in an interception. Sam Schott had 7 tackles as well. And Zach McNeese had 6 tackles but 3 sacks, all in the first half, as they were able to sack Bryce Lowe 6 times on the day. Lowe was 17 of 31 passing for 133 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Again, was running for his life for most of the day today. He connected with Gavin Betts 4 times for 50 yards. Bryce Frank, 3 for 20. Argent Ismaili, twice for 14. And Peter Orlandino, twice for 10 yards on the afternoon. Bryce Frank led them with 59 yards rushing in 12 attempts. Mark Hunter had 6 carries for a net of 11. Cole Gillette had 1 carry for 6 yards. And Lowe had the tough net today with all of the sacks. He was minus 44 in rushing today. That does bring down their rushing numbers quite a bit, but still not able to establish much regardless of that. Bretton Stanton led them with tackles with 9 on the afternoon as Illinois Wesleyan gets the 45-0 victory. Titans 1 time of possession, 31 minutes, 33 seconds to 28-27 for Carthage. Titans converted 4 of 12 on 3rd downs, while the Firebirds were 3 out of 14. Titans were 2 for 4 on 4th downs. Carthage 0 for 2, and Titans were 4 for 5 in the red zone. Carthage only got there once and failed to convert. They've been to the red zone 4 times this year, yet to come away with any points. And as you said, getting something on the board may have given them something to feel positive about going into their game next week. But the Titans were not going to allow that here today.
Yeah, did a nice job on the offensive end for Illinois Wesleyan today. A little bit about the old-fashioned way, getting it done on the ground today. Danny Kent, 103 yards. Jahari Scott, 46. Dermot Smythe with a net of 39 today. So those guys ran the ball really well for Illinois Wesleyan, over 200 yards in the rushing attack. And then, boy, your leading receiver today is your tight end. Colin Elledge had a nice day as well. 3 catches, 59 yards, including that touchdown that went for 38 yards out. Elledge really had a nice game today for Illinois Wesleyan. Actually, a 41-yard touchdown catch. So kind of getting it done with the play action there in that first quarter for the touchdown. Dominated the ground game all day long. Real keys for the Titans in picking up a victory over Carthage. Mentioned, hey, these were must-wins. Had to get the win over Elmhurst. had to get the win over Carthage. Both of those are done here, one on the road, one at home, and a big one coming up against Wash U next week. But I think the Titans are going to enjoy this one, Eric, here tonight, as they're able to knock off Carthage once again by a final score of 35-0 here at Tucci Stadium.
More at our post game. Hope to hear from a Titan player, guest, and Coach Esch here in a little bit. And we'll also look at the other action in the CCIW this afternoon. 35-0 Titans win it. We'll be back with more in just a moment. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan football on 88.1 WESM and IWSports.com.
Go behind the scenes of Titan athletics with Titan Table Talk, hosted by Tommy Gilbert. With interviews from coaches as well as student athletes, get to know Titan athletics like never before. A new episode with new guests is posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, SoundCloud, WESN, and IWSports.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.
Two minutes to go. Augie's up 24-20, and they're in Milliken. They have the ball in Milliken territory.
And welcome back here to Tucci Stadium as the Titans get the victory here, 35-0. Waiting for our player guest. We understand that Zach McNeese will be making his way up, and Frank Rohde is as well. So we're going to have to work the headsets here. Hey, Zach, thanks for coming up. You're on the air with us now. Get a minute to catch your breath. I'm not sure you really need it. Why don't you come over here if you can? We'll try to get you on camera. We're big time now here, Zach.
Heck yeah.
So have a seat. Have a seat. Now we're going to kind of point this towards you because you're the one that people want to see,
and they don't want to see us.
Yeah, and Joel's kind of off in the corner here. So
that's where I need to be.
No, come on in. Let's get close. Well, Zach, you were in the backfield a lot this afternoon as you helped really shut down this Carthage attack. What was your approach and mindset coming into this game this afternoon?
Well, our coaches just did a fantastic job preparing us all week. They gave us a really good look, just starting with scouts. It starts on, Tuesday, first week of practice. And I think we all just flew to the ball today, executed, and my teammates allowed me to have the success I had today for sure.
Well, Zach, what concerned you about the Carthage offense coming into the game this afternoon?
Well, we knew they were going to run the ball a lot. We knew that was the kind of identity they had going in, was they're going to run the ball, maybe fake off the play action and beat us down deep. So we just had to stop the run first off, and they tried to air it out a little bit, and D-line did a great job getting back there, so did with our linebackers and everything.
Obviously, you had a couple games of film, but they played two really good opponents coming in. So what did you gain from the film that you watched?
Yeah, they were just playing some of the best teams in the nation. North Central's one of them, and St. John's was also a really high-quality opponent. So it's good to see what a really high-quality competitive team will do to a team like that, and it's good to study what they're doing and the success and things they have. Hats off to Carthage. They've had a really hard schedule these first 3 weeks. Haven't scored a point yet, and it was awesome to have two really good teams playing before us that we could watch and see what they did successfully against them.
Kind of a rough start against Central. You guys did a nice job rebounding, and talk about maybe having that week off to get ready for Elmhurst, and maybe how much that helped you kind of reset your minds for CCIW play.
Yeah, I think the bye was huge after a disappointing loss of Central. It was just good to get our mind back into practice and everything. We got a whole lot better during the bye week, so and then getting that big win against Elmhurst was really good for the confidence. And obviously today we flew around take care of business today, so it's just up from here on out, obviously.
Hey, talk about confidence. It had to be awfully nice to see Jahari get that 61-yard touchdown run against Elmhurst. Just get you off to a great start in that contest.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, that's how you know whenever you can be foot down on the gas pedal and just keep it through the entire game. That's how you know you're a really good football team. So we're going to try to keep that gas pedal down.
It looked like you guys are playing with a lot of motivation to keep them off the scoreboard. That shutout means something, I gather.
100%. That donut always feels good as a defense to have. Well, we always want to see that 0. They obviously can't win the game if they don't score any points. So that's goal as a defense. Definitely just keep that 0 on the board, and I think we did a great job today.
Yeah, no question. A lot of veterans on this defensive unit in particular. How do you feel you guys have worked together in that regard to help the guys who are coming up?
I think the veterans take a huge spot in the kind of leadership of the defense and obviously on offense as well. It's really nice because I played with the same guys here for 4 years now.
Yep.
We've been playing since we were freshmen, and this is the season that we're going to take over the CCIW. So it's awesome playing with my buddies that I've been playing with in all these 4 years. Josh Labachek, Sam Schott, Artis Benjamin, Jimmy Capecci, Frank Rohde. We're super close-knit off the field, and it's really cool whenever we can put together a great performance like we did today.
Capecci got a pick. Had to feel good about that.
Oh, yeah,
See that?
that's awesome.
Almost. You guys almost had 2 runbacks today. Almost 2 pick sixes. Not quite, but
yeah, we need to get him in the end zone. Definitely. Got to tell Capecci that too after last week. He's got to get him in the end.
Yeah,
zone.
you've had a couple near misses, but with 7 games to go, it's going to happen at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Big one next week. WashU comes to town. Probably haven't had much time to give that thought yet, but just your initial thoughts about that matchup next week.
They're a really well-coached team. It's a bunch of smart guys over there. Really good school academically and athletically. They've got the better of us since I've been here these past 3 years. We're looking to bring it right to them. Definitely just going to stay really prepared throughout practice this week and know what they bring. We'll take a look through Sunday and watch some film on them. But overall, I'm excited to come back next week. We're going to have a good crowd out here. It's a huge opportunity to kind of put the nation on notice of what this IWU team can do.
Well, another highlight of the day today is the new video board, and if you look to your right, you're on it now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't even notice that. That's pretty cool. That's probably the biggest my face has ever been over there. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Same
hey,
over
Mom.
there.
What's up, Mom? Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Say hi to Titan fans from where we're at. Well,
hi, Titans.
Nice.
What's up?
Nice game today, Zach. Congratulations. Three big sacks and help setting the tone for defense that put up the donut here this afternoon. Congratulations and good luck next week.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the interview, guys. This is awesome.
Yep, thanks,
a lot of fun. Thank you. Zach McNeese, Illinois Wesleyan's outstanding defensive specialist with 3 sacks on the day that helped Illinois Wesleyan to the victory. We've got another one coming here before Coach Esha joins us. Frank Rohde is going to strap on the headset here, give you a minute to get situated here as Illinois Wesleyan gets the win today, 35-0. And if you can hear me okay, Frank, let's go ahead. You led the team in tackles today with 11, and just your thoughts on the defensive performance from your unit here today.
Yeah, no, everyone on our defense trusted everyone behind them to do their jobs. Then in front of us, D-line got after it today, which helped us out in the secondary a lot, getting pressure on the quarterback and making them not able to throw the ball. And we had a lot of sacks and a lot of PBU, so it was a good day overall for the defense.
Now, Frank, talk about your guys' ability to be able to shut down the rushing attack for Carthage. Maybe what is your role in getting up near the line of scrimmage at times?
So we knew this week that they were going to come in and try to run the ball a lot, and in practice we stressed that against an offense like this, I would be a run-first player instead of a pass player, and I feel like that helped out a lot in the run game.
Also, with Carthage, obviously they've got some wide receivers as well. As you kind of came into the game, maybe what was your thoughts about who could give you some trouble back there for the Firebirds?
Oh yeah, they have a lot of talent in the receiver room. They came out, they're fast, they're good, they're quick, their moves are really good, and they're good with their hands. Number 5, he played his heart out. He's a good player, so hats off to him. But overall, I think we out-leveraged him the entire game.
In your defensive backfield, you're also going up against an experienced quarterback. Talk about the challenges of having a guy who's been back there for 4 years and going against him.
Yeah, we played him the last 2 years, at least the entire secondary did. So we were used to his throwing mechanics and what he would do with the ball. So it was a good thing that they kept the same quarterback because it's what we're used to, and we didn't really feel like there was anything new we saw coming into this game.
So a shutout this week, almost a shutout last week. How do you feel this defense is now after your first 2 conference wins heading into a game against WashU next week?
Yeah, no, this is great. This is definitely the momentum we need coming into a homecoming game against WashU. They're historically a great college, great team to play. They're going to come and bring it every play, and we just got to match their energy or play harder than them every play, outwork them. And I think with this confidence we have from these last 2 games, we can easily do that.
Well, we can certainly see the energy from the defensive unit out there this afternoon, and it looks like you guys are really bringing that leadership, and you're really kind of seizing this as your last opportunity.
Yeah, no, it's great. We've been playing with the same defense pretty much all 4 years here. Me, Sam Schott, Artis Benjamin, Jimmy Capecci, Zach McNeese, Josh Lavacek. We're a close group. We've been on the field for the last 4 years together, and that just makes us even closer. So the team chemistry is definitely there on the field.
All right, well, congratulations. A great game once again on the shutout. We'll look forward to seeing you out here next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, you bet. Illinois Wesleyan senior linebacker Frank Brody joining us here. Whoops. There we go. Appreciate the time. Now Coach Esch is going to make his way here to the box as the Titans get the dominant victory here today, 35-0. Yeah, go ahead if you don't mind. You're probably going to wipe off some sweat there. Have a seat on the chair if you would. We're on video now. So
maybe that's why I don't want to sit down. I don't want to be on
Well, you're not only here on camera, you're going to be on the big board now. We'll have to get to that in a minute. But what a defensive performance here today. I mean, offense was good too, but the defense pitching the shutout.
Well, it was a great job by Matt Williamson and the staff defensively. They got our kids prepared. We wanted to stay in the win column today. We had a great game last week against Elmhurst on the road. We wanted to come home. This is our first home game of the 2024 season. Dedication to the scoreboard. There's a lot of special things going on. But I thought our kids came out and took control of the ball game right away, which I really liked. We talk about that. Playing with a lot of desire and passion, and we did that. Probably could have put some more points up in the first half offensively. I mean, I don't think they stopped us. We stopped ourselves a couple times. But overall, you're happy with that win. We stay in the win column. But they get tougher, and then you got to be prepared for the next game, which is WashU. They're a good program. They're undefeated in the league. We're going to be undefeated in the league. Homecoming, so we stay home again, so it'll be a great setting. And so our kids will be excited about the game.
We did take advantage of some short fields in the second half, maybe to overcome the points being left on the field in the first half. 3 touchdown drives, all on the plus side of the 50. Yeah,
last week we were really good third down conversions. If you look this week, we were not as good, and that's going to be a key. I think we got to convert on those third downs better offensively. And we got to help our defense out. They played a great game today, and we got to keep them off the field. And to do that, you got to convert in those third downs. And we just need to do a little bit better job with that. But it's good to get a win. I mean, we're not complaining, but that's the makings of a good team when you're not satisfied, I guess.
Coach, I want to ask you about your sophomore quarterback, his ability to be able to run the zone read for you, and what you've seen from him the first 3 games of the season.
Well, Dermot is a playmaker. I mean, he's not the biggest quarterback I've ever had, but he's very elusive. He can run the ball. He reads things very well. Last week he was over 100 yards. This week he read things. They weren't giving us some things on the perimeter, so that meant that we had to run it inside a little bit. I thought Danny Kent did a great job, and you got to talk about those guys up front. I don't think we gave up a sack again this week.
Nope.
So they're doing a good job up front. We got some experience up front with Peyton Feldman and Dylan Meyer, captain, and Caleb Hines. I mean, they're veterans. They've been playing now for 2 or 3 years. So I think that's where it all starts, and that's why our offense is doing so well, is because those guys up front.
Yeah, and you got a lot of options in the backfield. You talked about Danny Kent over 100 yards today, so you got a lot of guys back there you can shuffle in and out.
They're different. We got a really good running back room. Jahari Scott brings some speed. We can get him on the perimeter. Mel Woodson is a senior, and he's got some lateral movement. Danny Kent reads blocks really, really well. So it's a good situation when you have kind of a 3-headed monster back there with those running backs. They all contribute in a different way.
2 different teams, 2 different weeks, but the same start. Touchdown right away against Elmhurst, touchdown right away against Carthage. Had to be really nice to get off to a good start the last couple weeks.
Yeah, it was. I mean, last week it was amazing. The first play from scrimmage went for a touchdown, and I thought our first series was really, really good. I wish we could have finished it a little bit better in the second quarter. We got 14 points, and I think we left some out there. Our defense gave us a couple opportunities to do that. We just got to convert on those third downs. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Gives you some momentum going into a big game next week when WashU comes to town.
They're a good program, and I like playing WashU because they have some really smart kids, and we have some really smart kids. So it's fun to play them. I know the staff down there really well. Coach Keene does a really good job. Jeff Fisher is a defensive coordinator. He played here. He's a Titan, actually. So it's a fun game for us. And we didn't fare so well last year. It was a close game at halftime. I think it was 10-8 or 10-9 at halftime, and a homecoming game last year. We want to make sure that it's a different outcome this year.
Special day here this afternoon with the home opener, of course, but also the dedication of a new scoreboard, that new video board that a number of your old alumni and former players and many others had helped to make possible. Your thoughts on that, and did you look at it at all during the game?
You know, it was really weird because for 38 years I've been looking to the west, and now
same, although not 38 years, but yes.
Now I'm looking to the east, and it was a little bit different. But we're so thankful for the people that had stepped up and made the donation for the scoreboard. You know, it really means a lot to our program and to Illinois Wesleyan athletics. And Bill Gilmore and Byron Trucci, and there's a group of former players that all stepped up and helped finish the project, and we could be more excited and happy about it. So.
And there's some story about karaoke that you're going to have to tell me at some point. I've just heard rumors about it. These are the things that Joel and I need to know.
Yeah, I think I made a commitment to the booster parents one time to do a karaoke in the tailgate area, and that was the first and the last. That will not happen again.
Okay, well, I'll ask if we have a recording of that. We appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win. Has to feel good here on the home opener. The fans go home really happy.
Yeah, proud of our players. I mean, we have a lot of tradition here at Illinois Wesleyan, and they understand that, and they respond, and they represent themselves very well in Illinois Wesleyan. So I'm very proud of them. And we have a JV game tomorrow. We're undefeated JV, so there's going to be a lot of kids playing tomorrow. So we're going to get 2 victories.
4-1 between the two. Well, congrats, Coach, on the win, and we'll see you here next week.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Thanks,
big win for Illinois Wesleyan this afternoon. 35-0, the final score over Carthage College, as the Titans go to 2-1, still perfect in league play. And big one coming up here in 7 days.
Yeah, we always talk about before the game, hey, if the Titans can establish the ground game, they're going to be successful offensively. 42 carries, 206 yards, about 5 yards per carry today. Those are good, solid numbers that really gets that offense going. And then Dermot Smythe's, his ability to be able to run that zone read, be able to use the play action, opens up everything else for the Titans offensively, put 35 points on the board. And what do you say about the defense today? Really doing a nice job again in the run game. Carthage had a hard time getting anything going, rushing the football, locking down on receivers as well. An overall impressive performance for Illinois Wesleyan. Talked about, hey, you had to get the first 2 conference games. Had to beat Elmhurst, had to beat Carthage to get this team where they wanted to be at the end of the season. Well, job well done for the Titans here starting off the 2024 campaign. They get those 2 wins they absolutely had to have, in a convincing fashion in both of those. So Titans start off 2-0 in the conference. It really brings up a big one next week against Wash U. It's going to be a measuring stick game for the Titans. They see exactly where they are at. Obviously, the Bears took one on the chin today, 49-9, to North Central up in Naperville. So they'll be coming ready to play, as they don't want to drop to 1-2 in the league. So should be a good one next week. Can't wait for homecoming, and should be an outstanding football game against Wash U. But the Titans got the job done with a shutout today, 35-0 over the Firebirds.
And North Central got the victory over Wash U, as Joel mentioned, 49-9. We're going to check one more score here. Augustana did hold off Milliken. Boy, they got a scare from the Big Blue, but Augie holds on for the 24-20 victory. Wheaton knocked off Carroll 22-10. Elmhurst, at last check, was up on North Park late.
28-21. Elmhurst did end up winning that contest. So the Blue Jays get that win, and good for Mike Murray picking up a victory today over North Park, a North Park team that had a chance to be like the Titans, get to 2-0 in the CCIW, but final score from Elmhurst, the Blue Jays win their homecoming 28-21 over the Vikings.
All right, we'll be back here next Saturday at 12:40. We've also got soccer and volleyball during the week that you can find on iwsports.com. You can find the schedule right on the homepage. Joel and I will be with you again. Actually, Matt Sossler will be with myself next Saturday as well for the homecoming game against Wash U. Our thanks to our crew here today. And also Caden Darby back in studio at WESN. You see the crew here with Cody, Ellie, Stacy, Nicole, Lola, Wesley, and Tyler, and Kaylee as well, our debut as our sideline reporter. Again, our final score, 35-0, Illinois Wesleyan over Carthage College. This is Eric Stock for Joel Swanson saying so long from Tucci Stadium. This has been Illinois Wesleyan Titan Football on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.